Dam yo Seereer Radio daman icho hanuna kima mayu na Seereer fo jetay la jeg na solo no ka hotna no ada fa Cosaan Seereer. Ndet yo no binne in refna www.seereerradio.com pare yo pour nan gilo programme ke in no radio Senegambian Seereer Radio fena yaranun to ajal no ranun.
Genat am Seereer Radio dafi haydu kome taptido pedemtido mosli kehro long sohraki eto intiri sohna wasko Saafi na fase Saafi na ada Saafi manje asat du marak fahin dafi ngang www.seereerradio.com te du sek habda ci radio Senegambia wifu inahne wa jangdohe te wajendohe.
Restez branchés sur Seereer Radio. Nous vous offrons un mélange de musique Seereer, des interviews exclusives, d'importants débats sur des sujets liés à la religion traditionnelle Seereer, l'histoire Seereer et la culture. Visitez notre site internet au www.seereerradio.com et soyez prêts pour les programmes d'une radio classique sénégambienne. Seereer Radio, pour vous éduquer et vous divertir.
Stay tuned to Seereer Radio, where we provide a mixture of Seereer music, exclusive interviews, topical discussions on matters relating to Seereer religion, Seereer history, and culture. Visit our website at www.seereerradio.com and get ready for some classic Senegambian radio programming where we educate and entertain. Seereer Radio, the voice of the Seereer community.
Aye, jogoina nomtida. Aye, jogoina nomtida. Me aye, jogoina nomtida. Aye, jogoina nomtida. Tata ginange no he isa salingolo hunko minne to yakari. Aye, jogoina nomtida.
Welcome to Seereer Radio. We had a major incident with our server down there, and it just crashed. But for some reason, sometimes technology, this kind of things happen. We actually were on the radio and for the past half an hour or so. But what we were just saying, welcome to Seereer Radio. This is the Cosaan Seereer program. I'm your host, Tamsier Joof, and I've got my colleague Demba Sene, who is in Senegal, and Mamadou Fall, who is also right here in England with me, not with me literally, and our new partner in crime, well, not an old partner, so to speak, which is Dimlé Sène, who is actually based in the United States. Now, we actually had an incident with the Hatikoli so if you are trying to listen to the show and we're actually talking, but without realizing the Hatikoli, we're not on air. So apologies for that. So we're going to do it again. And just for some of you, as I'm going to pass on the mic to my colleagues, Demba, who is in Senegal, and Mamadou in England, and Dimlé in the UK. But before I do that, if you've been following us on our social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter, you will know that we got an interesting guest today. His name is Professor Maara Jon, and Professor Jon actually he is one of the Seereer intelligences of Senegal, and he's written lovely scientific papers regarding Seereer, in particular Saafi culture, history, and religion. And we'll be having him on air in just few minutes. He just stuck in traffic somewhere. He's trying to rush to the studio in Senegal, and we will have him on air. So welcome to the show. You are listening to the Cosaan Seereer program, which broadcasts every Saturday from 2 p.m. GMT right here on Seereer Radio. Demba Sene.
Yeah, hello, bro Tamsier. Hello, all our listeners around the world. Hello, Dimlé. Hello, Mamadou Fall. Hello, Dimlé.
Hello, Dimlé. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, bro. Hello, Mamadou.
Hello, Demba. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm all right. I'm fine. So like what Tamsier said soon. So like what we are doing every Saturdays. So today we will bring you another person, another historian in who got big knowledge, big wisdom in things related to Seereer and Saafi. He's Professor Maara Jon. Many Seereer may know him. And here in Senegal, he's a well-known person. Many intellectuals know him because he wrote many interesting things related to Seereer, and he contributed a lot in the codification of the Saafi language mainly, because he was the main person who was leading this organization that of which this job ended with the codification of the Saafi language. And we will hosting him today in the Cosaan Seereer show like we did with our other interview, like Professor Isalai Chow, like Biram Pui. But this one is different because Professor Maara Jon will be here. He will be here, and you will be able to call and ask question directly to Professor Maara Jon. So he is coming. He is a little bit late because of maybe traffic jams here in Senegal, in Dakar. But he will be here, I hope, before 2 o'clock Senegalese time. Wow, ini ngoye sinci nek ñami kañi mbokaci fen hangane bari ci duk Seereer Radio ñami kañi Tamsier Joof Tamsier futum ne Tamsier futum ne
why are you trying to put me on the spot? Yes, you what a terrible friend you are. Mingarek, there you go, Mingarek. Now that will take. I'm gonna give you something else afterwards. What gas difference I have over here? I've got one terrible friend in the USA, which is Dimlé Sène, and another useless one in Senegal.
Wow, ini mo ising goleng. Goleng, wow.
So now
okay brothers, wow, ini finding mo ya hasinci wane woti ngawi woti bo haydu ko me yifina ngana Professor Maara Jon agenda ngang kur kana wayse bu bo hayde baye ndi woti waxtan na duf ini inanga hane wan Cosaan Seereer asam sam tada jusut ndax hayna wasti ca miskan misik ndeftin Dakar woti dan fetti wayobu fu redis ko fu watkat wetta po ay same tada jusut wante bu on de ko jusut da legi are waxtan na bo ngini inanga hane war so hen Cosaan na ada Seereer jan wati comme fini bono tuma wajan abo ni kis bo hay wati ndax nesti boni ke ka hay boni ke kana Mamadou hay dimle lami hay wata ko boni ka ni kis wati bu hayna marare da ay nay bu yatus de bu waxtan ni fi lan kana wara so na wasinti nak boni ke woye da ndax du marak da ne ci jot sen bu me jam ay 2 heures manam 2 heures so do bu me jam waye heure wa sam boy sut ko sandor ci sam sant dox ci sut ndax sandoring sandor kanak do hinen Angleterre bu me jam waye do marak wati dan sandor yi no bo jam ndax heure ci sam do ci dox ci sut awe tax ko inem wa rak eta bo inem waraka legi bu dunam fat xel nga bi fi nang xane be di marqué da ngang Facebook bo hoto inem waye ci sami dal ci dox ci sut ay neme tax heure ci ca na bo ci ko waye libi nek wa samedi ya in lay dal ni fi nang xane bu wadi da tum nadu bo bi kindu do on do ko ci sut bu on nam Maara Jon ko ci sut ay a waxtan na bo ngang inen legi findi wo du mini as ngan waxtani du bet ko ka Skype du tum Seereer Radio du hay bo jote Seereer Radio Skype du hay bo jote findi ngi ma wo he wo ko no wis Seereer wa bin SEER radio du bet ko du mi gis Maara inti du wat ina wala du bet ko téléphone numéro ni nak ko numéro Angleterre ki ndo hane wo ki ndo Angleterre ndax wa plus 44 ni kis kan Saafi dutum kanak dutum tus dutum yasna kanak dutum tus dutum yasna ni kis dutum yasna kanak dutum kahay dutum yasna kahay dutum kanak tusina rabi na yewo dalam manam ini tubab na way 0 nansis to wala tamit dumi ko beru kan Skype wala Viber dumini wozo halat cingdunga wala mix sox cingdun min ci wozo nga dume plus 44 manam nikis dutum yasna kanak dutum nikis dutum yasna kahay dutum yasna yino dutum yasna kanak dutum yasna nikis dutum kahay dutum yasna kahay dutum kanak wala dumini bo wo sox tamit halat cingdunga mailing bu ndaping bu studio @seereerradio.com studio STUDIO @seereerradio.com wa in ci fina nga do mini bo ras nga ca xamna balang open nga ka pa fikida dokin tamsir woki a njafa Mamadou Fall a woy bo ngang pedem sax yu dang dokis nga ngang pedem war jërëjëf pro mané légui xalama delo la ki bi nga jox Mamadou mu bamtuat ko ci sax Seereer-Siin
you can give out your telephone number. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Demba Sene. Mamadou Fall, you want to do that in Seereer?
Yes, sure. Yes, comme Tamsier lay tune of Demba Sene lay ten refe rek xaye koy a jega xay yoon tina tamit ana Dimlé Sène xana yoon fa in programme fe ke doona ten refe comme ne layit una semaine fana faafna première partie fena professeur Isala Thiaw ila anone deuxième partie fe xane mbiin xaye nda daal ay jege ka garna ten refe xene refna professeur Maara Jon daal teni ndaaw tele xana gar en direct no radio le xaye teni cunga sax bo fan wik matamadu tabe nda hono ete Professor Maara Jon Fall koy chercheur ref a jeg xam-xam lool na ke andoona yee ten ref cosaan fa aada no seereer ka faafanga koy xañ cooyo nuun rek ke andoona yee ten ref nu mbuganga ndaawa in nanu mbika bo ndaaw in ten refe nu ndetanga no Skype fe rek nu ndetanga Seereer Radio xay nu mbaago ndaawa in na Skype fe a refanga koy na WhatsApp mbal ken andoona yee ten ref Viber ten nu mbugu ndaawa in moom nu mbika mbi plus 44 nu mbiyangaan rek te ref code fe na Angleterre après nu doon ten 74 98 67 93 82 ka nu mbiyangaan xëy nu ndaaw in na WhatsApp ken andoona yee te ref Viber dafa nu mbuga mbo email in koy nu mbaawa mbi studio @seereerradio.com ka nu mbiyangaan xëy nu mbaaw email in refanga koy nu mbuga mbugo ndet na site web in fe nu mbika mbi www.seereerradio.com ka moom nu mbiyangaan xëy nu mbaago ndaaw in na men andoona yee te ref site web fe refanga koy émission ke mbaax na ten nu mbugu nan no ka moom nu mbika mbi www.seereerpodcast.org ka nu mbiyangaan émission ke mbaax na fop andoona yee émission ka jeg na solo ref xëy nu mbaag no nan no ke andoona yee koy ten ref Seereer Ressource Centre fe maaga moom nu mbuganga ndet ma nu mbika mbi info@seereer.com wala rek nu mbi www refanga to na site web fe nu mbi seereerradio.org ka nu mbiyangaan tamit xëy nu mbaago ndaaw ke andoona yee ten ref Ressource Centre fe ref andoona yee ke andoona yee fop ke jegna solo na cosaan fa aada no seereer fop xaamayo no Ressource Centre faaga kon i namtu ñuxre xen andoona yee ten ref Demba Sene Tamsier.
Thank you very much. Let me just give out to the phone details. All our details are available on our website, which is www.seereerradio.com. That's www.seereerradio.com. Let me spell how we spell Seereer, which is SEEREERRADIO. Seereer Radio, all one word, seereerradio.com. And if you go down there, you can just check out all our details are available online. And if you want to call us, like many of you had to try beginning to do now, if you want to send us a Skype, you can send us a Skype call or a Skype text. Our username is Seereer Radio, SEEREERRADIO, Seereer Radio. And if you want to call us by phone, you can do so. It's a UK number, mind you, which is +44. That is the UK dialing code here. That's +44 207 097 3832. That's +44 207 097 3832. If you want to send us a text or a WhatsApp or Viber, you can do so on this number, which is +44 7498 679382. That's +44 7498 679382. 2. That is for Viper. Now text to if you're sending us a normal text, you're gonna incur charges of obvious. You check with your service provider, and if you wanna call us by normal call, it's obviously going to incur charges, especially if you're calling from abroad. So it's better to either give us a Skype call than using your phone. Just go to Skype. If you have a smartphone, just have to go download the Skype and just search for Seereer Radio, all one word, SEEREER RADIO, and just add us and just call us. You have to go. It's free because Skype to Skype is free. WhatsApp to WhatsApp is free as well as Viber to Viber. So those are the details. And if you want to send us an email, you can do so right here in the studio, which is studio@seereerradio.com. That's studio@seereerradio.com. Now, Dimlé Sène is a probably one that you might have heard. He's been with me for a long time, and it is a privilege to have you again. The last time over a month ago, wasn't it, Demba, when we had Dimlé on here?
Yeah.
How have you been, Dimlé? Have you been? I know you've been very, very busy, and
I'm very happy to be everyone, to speak with everyone. It's truly all blessings.
It's always a delight to have you with us, and how to call it, so always a pleasure to have you, and how to call it, now Dimlé is a sort of a friend of Professor Maara Jon, who will be interviewing in a few minutes time. Hopefully, how to call it, he's making his way down to the studio in Senegal so that we can have him on air, and how to call it, and obviously if you want to pose your questions to him, and how to call it, go to our website, get down the details down there, which is seereerradio.com, all one word, seereerradio.com, and contact the show, or call us on Skype and you can speak direct to him. Ask him your question, whether it is Seereer religion, Seereer history, Seereer culture, and also the rampant script as well. That is coming up as well, because I want to know a lot more. Now, if you've been listening to our show, and you would have had the interview we did with him when I was in Senegal with my colleague Demba. And that interview has already been uploaded on our podcast page, which is Seereer Radio. It's seererpodcast.org. It's SEEREERPODCAST.org, seererpodcast.org. If you go down there, you will find all the interviews we've done in the previous by the past couple of weeks, almost coming 4 months now. Actually, can you believe it, Demba? We've been on air for 4 months, because we started on the 4 months now. Wow, fantastic. In 3 days time it will be 4 months. In 3 days it will be 4 months, and by the time we know, we will be celebrating our first birthday. So all our previous shows have been uploaded on our podcast page, so go down there and you will notice how to call it, we did interview him before, and how to call it, but this time we have him on the air. We're gonna have him on air, so you can ask him from your own yourself. You can just direct your questions to him and ask him whatever you want regarding Seereer culture, Seereer history, and so forth. So he's making his way in Dakar to how to call it, to go to the studio down there in Senegal so that he can join Demba, and then we will have him on air. Dimlé Sène.
Yes.
I'm sure you have lots of questions that you're gonna have to call, because you know them, you know Professor Maara, and how to call it. Just give us a hint. What kind of things what would you like to know? Your first question, for example, what would you like to ask him, Professor Maara Jon? Now he's a very intelligent man.
Right. I think a great topic would be for us to elaborate more on Rampa, so that we can, because last time, cause I heard the interview that you all had with him before about this issue, but I think that it would be great if you can elaborate more on that, so that we can actually use that knowledge in the context where we can start using Rampa as our writing script.
Yes.
Because I know that we can do that, and last time he wasn't able to really go into detail about that, because I remember he was saying he didn't have his documents with him and stuff. So
yes,
I'm hoping that this time he'll be able to talk to us more about that, so that we can do something with that and try to revive that,
and
instead of letting it go down the drain.
Absolutely, I agree. And how to call it, because when go on.
I think it would be great also if we can discuss with him more about the ancient dances.
Yes.
And the spiritual meanings behind these dances. And I think that'd be a great one.
Yeah, that obvious article. I'm sure article. You're gonna post that because I did when I found that article that he's actually willing to actually article sit on the studio tomorrow. He's going to be article with us today. Rather, sorry, that was just thing somebody's trying to find me. But obviously, one of my things, which you just raised, the Rampa script. I want to know a bit more. Have lots of questions about that, and you are absolutely correct.
Exactly.
You are absolutely correct. The last time we were with him, and he couldn't go into much detail about it. He did give us some fantastic article, and what we are trying to do is Demba Sene, he is arranging it so that we can have all the documents and upload it on our website, so that you can have a look at the script itself, how it is done. Now, actually, speaking about the Rampa script, I first heard about this Rampa script from Dimlé Sène, and actually from Facebook. Dimlé Sène, he sent me a private message, sent to me, have you seen this? And it was a script that was actually researched by Professor David Morans, and I read about it and I said, oh my God, I want to know more. And it was a joy when I finally got to interview with Demba at Professor Maara Jon in Senegal, when I was in Senegal. Not this the one this one just gone, but I was not in this. I wasn't in Senegal, just this one, but the one before that in December. And I finally got to meet someone who actually know the subject. So I was actually intrigued, but actually I would say, oh my God, he didn't have the documents with him, but hopefully this time he will be able to give us a bit more. Obviously, even if he doesn't have that much document with him because he's traveling, you have to remember that he will be able to liaise with us, liaise with Demba in Senegal, and have it down there, and so that we can upload it on our website. So at least you will hear it here. Yeah, Demba Sene. Now, do you want to just do a translation of that in what I said and what Dimlé said, and into Saafi and Wolof, so that our Saafi cousins know before I can move on to Modou Fall, please.
Wow, ini Dimlé Sène woy sin ci ayna Tamsier wara soxna waxtaan ci dina ngaane bu wori ca bu wali ca woyna yifina ngaane ay Professor Maara Jon kurno se Maara Jon genda bu Dimlé ayna wene yifina ngaane wara soxna fiisang saafi ci ko ko sarampa legi ayna wene ini rasoxna rampa wo ini fina ngaane wo in rakit etox rewa mixohit woti bobci ba voice ga po fistem ba pul discha ndax ca niki fisti fi nakane ca raken eto kiyo nga kipesking Saafi ci janna inembe woye nek Professor Maara Jon hayda ca nik inti fi nangane awadi waxtano nade awadi ca waxtano nade rak inti fi nangane ay mex de ca ndax waxtani bo dum na Professor Maara ne janna asamit wo ci sut ngang rampaci waye ay yabdi us ngang doji ndax inti a wocca rasohna findi gatting inox ci na pe ci me inisko hu fis ci bu me fis gatting inox ci na pe ci wala fis ci nangane be den ci fis ngang was nik ne futine was po nik hala rax ci nik fikirate amana fu reñ dem do mi dam du ko tum da nak sulu non da tax bo me fis ci ndebate bu ci ne ini fordi wahabi ini forida tumte anamen bo woyne intim ci mo ciane ke intim ina xala ci me jangu ko nga nduta fof ina nek ini wa tokis ini wa tokis ina anamen bo woyne yak ci ko dame dene bo wose ko maki ini ina nga hane ba wadene ko makti ina hada ba me def is ngang dal ini Saafi na wi dal ba me def fis nga ba fisanga da ba ko makni wo akat resada a week wosi a burit inembe bo voice inci de kam sita ina bade nek rampaci akocci in ho ngang dimle da dimle ay wo so hede be ni wo tebe de in finanga wara so na rampaci ba tawi a indi bu samba asna de nga gisut wayo mi de usnda inti bo waxtanu he mari ci lay yo te joti wala di manda waaw intem ci bo jot wo indi sinci bo nam lu kim du nam sek gisut like Professor Maara ay haye parce que ini tade kurko kurba pour ay ndi bo waxtanu ngang inem ini sam bo njoy su do gisut nek sandor yi ndax sandor ci sam joy su dox legi bi anga dar ba nik sandor karakter bo Senegal di bonenti kenken sandori no ine tax bo wasamba njoy si dox waye bu bi hayda legi bu jot professeur Marada ay abax na bo waxtani ciorkat bro Dimlé ciorka bro Tamsier Mamadou Fall.
Yes, Demba, so I'll let you do it in Wolof or...
No, you can do it in Seereer-Siin, then what Demba will do it in Wolof later. Or we can give it to Dimlé Sène, he can do it in Wolof. Alright, go ahead, Mamadou.
Okay, comme ne Dimlé alay tu na fa hendak na Demba Sene. Inu dal tunga hendak Professor Maara Jon afay da koy xeraf na Dimlé aja laaj lamit mayuka anone abugano lamte den dal yaata farid na naken jox na cosaan in fa aada in fi nan nen abugano lamit ten abulanga roga farid nga rek imbago jox no ten dal i tewal no lamte nan ni ko aname aja kanone hen lamte no ten kon Tamsier, I don't know if I can say this in English.
Say it again?
Tamsier?
Sorry?
I want to say something in English.
Yes, please, certainly do. Yes, please do.
Yeah, I just, because I've been listening to the podcast, the first part of his last interview, I think. And he been talking about Saltigue.
Yes.
And that Saltigue, I don't know if I can ask him this question because Saltigue, I'm not saying the word come from what I'm going to say, but if you split it in two words, Sal and Tigi.
Yes.
Sal got a meaning and Tigi got a meaning.
Yes.
And Sal in Seereer mean prayers.
Right.
Yeah, Sal mean prayers. Like if a Seereer is telling you like Salyo or Ngario Ital or something like that, that means do your prayers or let's go pray or things like that. So Sal mean and Tigi mean something real.
Yeah, something pure, yes. Like
yeah,
Tigi,
so
yes.
Put it together, if he can give you real prayers if you want. You put it together.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it. Sorry.
No, go on.
Yes, I'm not saying it comes from there, but all I'm saying is that Saltigue thing. If you split it in two words, it got a meaning there. You know. So.
Yeah. I think
I don't know how we're gonna put it for him.
I actually, it's an interesting thing. I do have a question set up just for that, and I will be saving that until the article we have him on air. And that is one of the questions that I would like to pose to him. And for the benefit of our listeners who are listening, I will just divulge that information. I would like to differentiate. I think that Mamadou Fall, he wanted to differentiate. I think he was talking about the Mandinka. He thought the article the Saltigue come from Mandinka. Isn't that correct? Is that what you're referring to? Want you, Mamadou? Hello, Mamadou Fall?
Well, yeah, well, if we can talk about it, it will be interesting.
Yes.
See what he think about
absolutely.
that.
I have a question for that, and I would like him to differentiate between the Saltigue and the Salatigi, and which is the Mandinka way of saying Saltigue, because in that interview that we did with him, he did talk about that. So I would like to put him on air on that and pose him that question again. So it's a good point that you raised, Mamadou. Thank you for that. And Demba Sene.
Yeah, bro, Tamsier.
Right. I mean.
So before going further, I want to just to thank our friend Pawali Sar. He is in Germany. He is just sending me a text message on WhatsApp saying that he's really enjoying the show. Thank you, bro Pawali Sar. Thank you so much. So we are also waiting for your calls.
Yes.
Bro, thank you so much.
Can he speak English?
Yes, he can speak.
Okay, tell him to try to give us a call and we can wait till Professor. Now, can I just query where is Professor Jon at the moment? Demba Sene, he should know. Where are we with Professor Jon at the moment? You need
so maybe I will go offline and try to call him. Maybe he is not far then.
Okay, what we're gonna do? How to call it? You try to sort that out, and I've got my three partner right now to from 4 to 3 partners in crime. Dimlé Sène in the United States of America, and Mamadou Fall right here in England with me. And so while we try to find out where Professor Jon is, I hope he's not lost in Dakar, the streets of Dakar. but I doubt that.
No, he's not lost. So I'm going offline.
Yes.
Just to try to see where he's right now.
Very well. Try to put him online because we got some. I'm sure the listeners would love to ask him some questions, obviously. And if you wanna pose your question to Professor Maara Jon when he arrives, that is. But before I say that, actually, I think everybody knows the African time and the other people's time is totally different. The African time is a couple of hours behind, so they take their time down there. Isn't that correct, Demba? Demba, how to call it, Mamadou?
I think you're right there. But I think he might be confused as well with that GMT.
No, but
because in Senegal they use GMT as well.
I know that was an issue, but by now it's 2 o'clock now in Senegal now. So that means he should have been at least 10 minutes on the studio waiting for us. I'm sure I will give him some telling off when he comes on air.
Okay, bro. So I join you soon. Let me try to get Professor Maara Jon.
Yeah, very well. You do that, and and I will have to speak with my 3 colleagues, Demba, the Dimlé Sène in America, and Mamadou Fall in Gambia, in the UK. Now, again, if you wanna contact the show, if you have your questions that you would like to ask, especially if you've been listening to the audio that we played before, an interview that we did, and you have some lots of, even after listening to that, you have some unanswered questions, and you would like to clarify that with him. Do call if you want to call us by Skype is always the best way to call us because it's free. Everybody likes free stuff. It's free. Skype to Skype is free. Go to Skype, just search for Seereer Radio, SeeReer Radio, Seereer Radio, and all one word, Seereer Radio, and you will find us, and you can call us, and you can post your questions direct to him. And if you go to if you want to call us here in the studio, it's a UK number by mind you, the bill, and it is +44 UK +44 207 097 3832. That's +44 207 097 3832. If you want to text or WhatsApp or Viber us, this is the same text number, and the text number for that is +44 7498 679382. That's +44 7498 679382. That is for text, WhatsApp, and Viber. And if you using normal text, you're gonna incur charges. So obviously check with your service provider to ensure that you're gonna overcharge. But however, if you want to call us, if you want to do that by WhatsApp or Viber, it's gonna be free as well. It's just like a Skype. WhatsApp to WhatsApp is free, and Viber to Viber is free. Now, if you want to send us an email, like some of you do, and you can do so, we love our emails as well. And the email address is studio, that's studio @seereerradio.com. That's studio @seereerradio.com. Now, Mamadou Fall, do you want to give out those details again in Seereer and then in Wolof, and how to call it? I come back to Dimlé Sène here.
Okay, no problem. Comme Tamsier lay tourné in anglais. Imbato choro nun rek ki anone nu nga dawa in fay nu mbaw ngoy ten. Nu data nga na Skype et yo Seereer Radio. Seereer ko bintel S E R c'est-à-dire Seereer fait par dik kono fiya quoi. Fiya ken apro fi radio. Fiya na xana wa dawa na Skype. Ndikoy Viber fait for WhatsApp fait. Nous envoyer une message ñu ngi amee plus 44 44 ndef code fe na Angleterre ñu mbi a ken ko ñu mbi 74 98 67 93 82 ka nu mbi a hay nu mbawo ndawo in nu mbaga tamit email a in na studio comme studio neta bintel @seereerradio.com wala nu ndet na ken andona te def site web be maanaam website fe mbi www.seereerradio.com nu mbaga tamit nan no émission ke andona deno mbaaxu nu mbaga mbi www.seereerpodcast.org ka nu mbiya hay nun nan no émission ke andona deno mbaaxu ke andona te def Seereer Resource Center te ref page web site fe andona ko foppo hoten ka andona ten jofuna cosaan aada Seereer ɓawo mbanga email no mbika mbi info@seereer.com mbala no mbuga ndet na ken andona te ref web site web be no mbika mbi www.seereerradio.org kon ni ma ko waxee si séeréer rek ma wax ko ci wolof kon su fekkee da ngeen bëgg a jot man ngeen dem si Skype bi da ngeen def Seereer Radio séeréer nag ñu koy bindee S ñaari E R ñaari E ak R après nga teg si radio loolu moom boo defee di nga mën a jot si nga xamante ne Skype bu ñu bëggee jot nag si Viber wala si WhatsApp da ngeen def plus 44 44 mooy li nga xamante ne mooy code Angleterre bi bu ngeen paree si loolu ngeen teg si 74 98 67 93 82 loolu moom bu ngeen ko defee rek ngeen nu ma jot si lii di WhatsApp ak Viber bu ngeen ñu bëgg email nag da ngeen def studio comme studio ni ñu koy bindee rek ngeen def @seereerradio.com su fekkee nag da ngeen bëgg a dem si web page bi wala site web bi ngeen def www.seereerradio.com su fekkee ne da ngeen bëgg a déglu émission yi nga xamante ne weesu na mooy émission yu am solo da ngeen def www.seereerpodcast.org bu ngeen ko defee di ngeen mën a déglu émission yi nga xam ne weesu na Seereer Resource Center nag mooy maanaam page la boo xamante ne lépp loo xamante ne mu ngi jëm si cosaan séeréer ak aada séeréer foofu tamit bu ngeen bëggee email foofu da ngeen def info@seereer.com bu ngeen ko defee rek di ngeen leen mën a jot mbala bu ngeen bëggee dem si site web bi da ngeen def www.seereerradio.org loolu te
hello Mamadou
li nga xamante ne mooy site web bi kon Tamsier.
No, sorry, I thought you were cutting off. Go continue, please. Go ahead.
waaw pare naa waaw.
Okay, thank you. Jërëjëf, thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Jërëjëf. Now, actually, Mamadou Fall was just giving out talk about Seereer Resource Center. Now, the Seereer Resource Center is actually the only and the first and the only online resource center that is dedicated to Seereer religion, history, culture, medicine and genealogy and all that stuff. Now they had they help us set up this the Seereer Radio, and when I first set that up, particularly back in 2007 2008, and a couple of years later I've told Dimlé Sène was the first person online that I've actually told when I started getting into social media. And Dimlé, can you remember those days?
Yes, it's wow.
Yes.
It's been a long time.
Yes, he was the first person other than because I was not into social media at that time, and I set up that thing for people that wanted to learn about the thing. I've just started documenting them and so forth, and people used to come down to me and say, "Could you have this? Or where can I get this?" and so forth. And afterwards, the first people, our Facebook, our website was set up in 2013, which is almost 3 years ago now. But prior to that, I was talking about setting it up with Dimlé, and so it's been 3 years now, and that is the website. That is, and now Dimlé Sène. Now, particularly, yes, can you, for the purposes of, because especially those people who've been listening to this program since the beginning, and they just heard you once and then you disappeared and we haven't heard from you again. Can you tell them why have you been away? Why? What's the reason for that?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's really been school, that's all. And plus, sometimes it's a major time difference, too, because, like, over here is an extra early in order for me to try to,
get up early.
Get online and speak with everyone, so those are the only excuses that I have.
That is your excuse. That is his.
It really is early, man, like, really.
That is his. That is his excuse. That is his excuse. I know you, but it's. You see, Mamadou. You see, Mamadou Fall. You see this boy. Yeah. I mean, he comes up with the most amazing excuses. I mean, honestly, I know he has been busy. I know he has been busy and with the study, and he was studying medicine, of course, and he's going to be a doctor, a wonderful doctor one day, and we are looking forward to that. And but he is one of the persons who been helping me when I first officially launched the Seereer Resource Center website, and he was the one who actually changed our logo and redesigned it to the new logo that we use, and even that we still use on the Seereer Radio website. Because the Seereer Radio website logo is an adaptation of the Seereer Resource Center, as many of you, of course, know. And Dimlé Sène was the one who redesigned it for all those 3 years ago. Dimlé?
Yeah, it's a long time ago. I didn't think about it.
No, because since we're going to be racing, and when the Professor Maara comes in, we're going to be talking about Seereer religion, of course. Hello, who is that? Is that Demba? Hello, Demba? No, it's not Demba. Now, as I was explaining, sorry about that. As I was explaining, when we're waiting for Professor Maara Jon, who is actually just in Senegal, in Dakar at the moment. Sorry about that noise. In Dakar, and trying to make his way down to the studio in Senegal to be with Demba Sene, so that we can have him live on air, so that you can post your questions to him. And whether it relates to Seereer religion, Seereer culture, Seereer history, and the Rampa script, which I'm sure many of you will be interested, especially if you listen to the first interview we did with him back several weeks ago. And we will be into asking him about that as well. So stay tuned for that. Or go to our website. All our details are how to contact the show and post your questions direct to him. And now talk about the religion part of it. When you redesigned that logo, Dimlé, and remember originally it came from a green, and I said to you, obviously I decided to use green, and because the green symbolized the agricultural history of the Seereer people. And then it also had the two intertwined snakes, which symbolized the Pangol. And then it also had the SRC, which is obviously the acronym of the Seereer Resource Center. However, you decided to change all that. And you change it to yes, he decided to change. He changed all that to to something else. And can you give us your rationale for that change, Dimlé?
Well, I think I just want to add something more to it. It's kind of like you make it a nice dish or food, and you just feel it one day to try something new. Add another spice or something on there, or some other ingredients. Just to add on another great flavor. Just to bring that dish out more. Make it more lovely. Make it more so that people can enjoy it and have a great moment.
No,
like good food.
You're right. I'm sure that was not his reasoning when I asked him why he changed it. Mamadou, what do you think about now? Have you had a look at the Seereer Resource Center's old logo and the new logo that we use? What do you think, Mamadou Fall? Hello, Mamadou Fall. Mamadou Fall has gone, so that means you and I Dimlé.
I
Imagine Hatukoli. Yeah, we try to get Mamadou Fall on back online, and I know Hatukoli. Demba Sene, who is but Demba Sene was with us, by the way. For those of you who are just joining the show, he's just trying to Hatukoli get in contact with Mamadou, our guest, Professor Maara Jon, so that we can have him on air, so that you can speak to him direct. So, but so he just had to go, disconnect and for a few minutes and come back. He will come back later on, and Hatukoli will have them all. But we try to get hold of Mamadou Fall, and very soon. But Hatukoli, I don't know what happened down there, but we'll try to get hold of him. Now, I don't know whether you recall, Dimlé, you did tell me that Hatukoli, that the reason for the change was because the cloth that you use is that Hatukoli symbolizes the oof. You said the Seereer oof, which is the mythical, the loincloth, mythical loincloth in Seereer history, and you remember that?
Yeah. And see, and that's probably what inspired me just to do that, because I mean, I thought it would just be a great addition, because to use that as like the background for a logo, as well as to just to use the acronyms of the Seereer Research Center.
Yeah. I mean, I did like it a lot. I mean,
it made it more interesting. Like, it brought out more of the culture.
Exactly, that's true.
I was aiming for, to find a way to bring out the culture, so people can look at it and say, yeah, that's an interesting logo.
Yeah.
That we can use for that. And that's why I like, after I got it done, that's why I immediately sent it to you, just to see what you think about it. And sure enough, you're like, yeah, that'd be great. So I was like, wow, great.
Yes, I agree. I did like it a lot. I mean, Hatukoli, and actually, it stand out. Some people have been sending us Hatukoli, say, do you want to design that? I say, no. I like its authenticity of it. And hold on, let me just answer Mamadou Fall. I think he's by joining us. Hello, Mamadou Fall, you there? Hello, Mamadou. Hello, Mamadou Fall. Yes, you back on the air? Yes. Hello, Mamadou Fall. Hello? Hello, Dimlé Sène, you there?
Hello?
Yeah, Mamadou Fall, can you hear me? Hello, Mamadou Fall. Hello?
Hello? Yes.
Is that you, Dimlé?
Oh. Yes, me.
Yeah, okay. How about Mamadou Fall? Mamadou Fall, are you there? No, Mamadou Fall is not there. Hello, Demba, are you there? No, none of them are there. Anyway, we try to. I'm gonna play a very, very short music, and then I'm trying to get hold of all of them. I don't know how to call it. Where Modou Fall has gone, but we'll try to get them all back on air, and how to call it. We'll try to do the show. So we're just waiting for Mamadou, Professor Maara Jon. This is the African time, by the way. Don't blame me. I mean, it is the African way of doing things. I mean, how to call it. They take a couple of hours behind. They always lag behind on that. With all due respect to our African Kooh Seens down there, but how to call it, it's not on at all. I'm sure when we manage to have Professor Maara Jon, I would like to know what kept him so late. So stay tuned for this. And I'm going to play some lovely Seereer music on the background, and I will try to get all of them back on air, and so that we can continue with the show. So you are listening to Seereer Radio, and this is the Cosaan Seereer program coming up right after this.
Salingolo hunko minne to yakari ae njogo ina nomtida ae njogo ina nomtida ae njogo ina nomtida ae njogo ina nomtida tatangina ngeno he isa salingolo humeri feto yakari ae men njogo ina nomtida ae njogo ina nomtida ae njogo ina nomtida isa salingolo hunko minne to yakari ae njogo ina nomtida ae njogo ina nomtida ae njogo ina nomtida ae njogo ina nomtida tatagin eskal isa sala refne tatagin Seereer yakanan no
Isa sala ref mer
Jos mon kel maten laita
Isa sala ref mer
Oye mbadat bondo fungo
Isa sala ref mer
Oye pofin membugel
Isa sala ref mer
Baku bof bopul top
Isa sala ref mer
Jamen me khonjoñ laita
Isa sala ref mer
So me pong nungum no
Isa sala ref mer
Kanye no aga jamba
Isa sala ref mer
So aga doya meri ay
Isa sala ref mer
Ae njogoy na nom dida
Ae njogoy na nom dida Ae njogoy na nom dida
Me maget njaya khumno
Isa sala ref mer
Me fama njaya khumno
Isa sala ref mer
Abdou ana humno
Isa sala ref mer
Me japal jenga khumno
Isa sala ref mer
Gam yak maymuna khumno
Isa sala ref mer
Emmanuel maron khumno
Isa sala ref mer
Jean Paul me njor nungumno
Isa sala ref mer
Dalia mo njogu jobe
Isa sala ref mer
Masay me pongo khumno
Isa sala ref
Me
mer
kari me fat nungumno
Isa sala ref mer
Falluga jaga ilayta
Isa sala ref mer
Aram kamara hay ciñun Me aye njogoy na nom dida
Ae njogoy na nom dida Ae njogoy na nom dida
Masay me pong nungumno Emmanuel ngoma khumno Biram fay fatu khumno Gilbert me pongo khumno Rap jobe fo khumno Dafa jam pongo khumno Ne elage fat nungumno Way Ablaye Diop fatu khumno Yam isa sal doyu mere Aye njogoy na nom dida Me aye njogoy na nom dida
Wata tagin ta isa sal lal ya muten ta isa sal lal ya muten ta mer khana Ta isa sal lal ya muten ta isa sal lal ya muten ta mer khana
Tata gina ngeno isa salingolo hun komine to yakarin Aye njogoy na reme
Welcome back to Seereer Radio. This is the Cosaan Seereer program. Well, this was supposed to be the Cosaan Seereer program. Our guest that we were expecting to arrive, unfortunately, he's stuck somewhere for some reason in Senegal. But our sincere apologies for that. And we will try to get him on air. If not, we'll have to postpone that interview with him. But obviously, thank you very much for joining us. But he's on his way. That's Demba is on top of it in Senegal, and as you probably know, down there he's in Dakar, and he's very, very busy down there. So we're definitely trying to get him on air, and he will hopefully join us soon. So I've got my while Demba is away trying to sort that out, I've got my two colleagues, Mamadou Fall, who is also in the UK, and my colleague, another colleague of ours, probably you might have heard of him on had him on the radio several months ago actually. Dimlé Sène, who is in the United States of America. Dimlé, where in the States are you based?
I am in Latham Village, Michigan. So
Lovely Michigan.
It's like northeast.
The northeast of the US.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's right next to Wisconsin and Illinois, Ohio, in that area.
Now, actually, can I just ask you, while we in the midst of Seereer culture, and I'm gonna go around to ask while we wait for this as well. Let me start with Mamadou Fall. Now, Mamadou Fall, can you tell for example, tell us what was your interest in Seereer culture? What actually drew you to Seereer culture, Seereer history, and so forth? What is the passion? What is the passion that you what is it that you love about it, and why do you think this is what we are doing here is important and in the preservation of our Seereer cultural heritage?
Well, I've been brought up as a Seereer.
Do you wanna actually do that? Actually translate that into Saafi, into Seer, and then answer me back in English afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, and I translate.
Afterwards, you translate in English, yes, please. Because and we speak in English, and this is a Seereer session, and we haven't spoken in one of the Seereer languages since Demba has left us. So go on, please.
Comme ne da lay la dik na anglais tam dafa garab la dimle oten America États-Unis aref américain aref hado na Cosaan Seereer fa ada Seereer fa na fel e agara yon fa in aten koy aminya yon fa hen dafa Tamsier Joof yon am menyo Tamsier anjalla it de woni kanjalla mayu na ken andona tan daf projet feki indafna e oten koy home men America men certified rafna Michigan oten koy hojanga university da prof doctor ka ten rafke arone ten rafke de layna me di kina anglais indi koy ifia ay nom to ñoxre hen rafna Tamsier ak fiya ngan koy i jemo layna anglais ke andona ten lam tax na anglais kira lam tax ta ref Cosaan Seereer xa taxu bo dal xar intéressé xam ten xa taxu dal bo Cosaan Seereer fa ada no Seereer xar mo jaxamo intéressé ten tamit mi koy comme au Seereer refu mom yarel na ken andona ten def ada fa Cosaan Seereer andal ki intéressé xam ten dal fo ko ref ya mo Seereer refum kerafuma kim kerafuma tamit donc in lay ken angle rek wago ton to xen tax na Tamsier I answered your question in Seereer already,
Which was?
just do it in English now.
Yeah, go on. Yep, translate.
Yes, I'm Seereer, so I've been brought up as a Seereer, so I love my culture and I want to preserve it, and I love everything in Seereer culture, everything. I cannot just pick some and leave some. I love it all, and I want to do my best, to keep it up. I think that's the best answer I can give there.
Okay, well, that's honest enough for you. What about you, Dimlé? Now, you've been into this article for a long, long time, as far as I know you. What's your take on this?
It's like, it's as I think about it, just the whole topic, just the whole issue, like it's something that just the earth needs, because it's bigger than us saying that like we love it and why we love it. It's really something that the earth needs, because when we look all around the world, there's black people there that's indigenous all over the world and have cultures that are not just us being theoretical with the concepts that are within the cultures, but are actually things that make it so that the earth is balanced spiritually, physically, and so it's very crucial, because ultimately we see what happens when we step away from it. It leads to destruction. It leads to people no longer having their culture, their language. As a result, people lose their way. They don't have any actual purpose in life anymore. So therefore, they end up living their lives chasing after the money or material things, when in reality they come to find out later that those things are nothing.
Yeah.
And so with the ways of our ancestors, from the ancestral spirituality, culture to language, it puts us in a position where we elevate spiritually, mentally, and physically because of the teachings that are within all these things that goes back ever since the beginning of time. And so therefore, that's why it becomes very, very important, because the knowledge that's in all of our languages all around the world, because again, like, there are black people all over and we're indigenous everywhere, like, it's not that we can't find in books because it's so rich.
Yeah.
It's knowledge that other languages don't have, particularly European languages, as well as just any language that's not created by a black person. all languages that don't have the knowledge that we have, and so therefore the knowledge that we have is truly invaluable. It must be preserved, and so therefore that's why the Seereer Research Center is truly invaluable. Because, for instance, when we're talking about Seereer, it impacts so many people that a lot of people don't even realize it. Because, like, for instance, when we look at in Senegal and the Gambia, people identify today as Fulani or Wolof and Lebu, they don't even understand that their language and their culture is really of Seereer origin. A lot of people, they don't want to talk about that, but nonetheless, it's the truth.
Yeah.
And as a result, that's very big. That's a very big statement because, like, for instance, when we look at Fulanis, they're over like 40 million or over 50 million. And so therefore, that's like a large chunk of West Africa that's being impacted just by Seereer. So it's like we're talking a very major thing here. And so that's why, again, the Seereer Research Center is so important and really should receive much more involvement from people to support it in whatever way that they can, whether it's financially or through documents or through documentaries or whatever. Just help somehow, or even if it's just spreading the word, or whichever way. It's just truly important, really important, indescribably important, like really, because we need it. Because if people continue just doing what they're doing now all throughout Senegambia, ignoring this information, then they'll never be in a position to really know who they are. Like, how did all of these languages come into being? Like, for instance, a lot of, even when we look at Jola, a lot of Jolas are of Seereer origin. So it's like, what about that? What about the cultural and linguistic impact that Seereer had on the Jolas? So subsequently, it just adds on even more to how big Seereer is for Africa, and therefore impacts so many people. So many people, they don't even realize it. And so, again, Seereer Research Center is very important.
Yeah, well, I think Dimlé. Hello, Dimlé, are you there? Demba. Hello, Demba. No, Demba is not there. I don't know what's going on. I will try to go. Hello, Demba. Hello, Dimlé, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
How about you, Mamadou? You there? Mamadou Fall, are you there? Now, Mamadou Fall don't send Britain to shame as well, because we got Dimlé in America. I thought his reception was terrible, but now we got you as well. We cannot have that. And I think what I did receive a text from Demba Sene. So that means either he managed to get hold of Dimlé thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a very short music and try to connect everybody down here on the line, and we will hopefully try to start the show. Hopefully this time we manage to get Professor Maara Jon. So stay tuned. This is Seereer Radio, and you're listening to the Cosaan Seereer program right here on Seereer Radio. We'll be back right after this. Well, thank you very much for joining us. This is Seereer Radio, and this is the Cosaan Seereer program. My huge apologies for the delay. We managed to get hold of Professor Maara Jon right here now on the air. Hello, Professor Jon. Nanga def yang fa?
Maa ngi fi rek.
Waaw li fi naka wante yow na bii bu ne ko bii da nga leet nag yow bii bu ne ko bii nag suñ liste si ñu ngi nekk di la xaar for 2 hours.
Waaw maa ngi leen di déglu aussi maa ngi leen di xaar.
Wow. Wante welcome back. Now, welcome back. Ko xama introduce la rek Professor Maara Jon, professeur comme lu ma doon wax si bii hindi si kanam rek yéen a ngi déglu Seereer Radio li mooy cosaani Seereer programme bi. Professor Maara Jon moom bindakat la. I'm going to do this in English and Demba Sene, are you there?
Demba Sene mu ngi nii.
Demba Sene. Yes, I'm going to do this in English, and I want you to translate actually in Wolof. If I in Seereer, in Saafi, and in Wolof, then I will move on to Mamadou Fall, and obviously we got Dimlé Sène on with us as well. Let me just give a big background about how to call it Professor Maara Jon. Now, he actually, as I explained right before he arrived, this show was supposed to start 2 hours ago, but we are waiting for him, and he finally arrived. And I would like to find out more what is the reason for the lateness. And but let me just give you a brief synopsis of him. Professor Jon actually is one of the Seereer intelligences of Senegal. He is a professional researcher and a historian and a scholar. And from what I've gathered, he also started documenting Seereer, in particular Saafi history and culture and religion in particular back in 1974. That was during the administration of President Léopold Sédar Senghor. And he has written numerous manuscripts, by the way, and including the Nom Rite of Passage, which is the tattooing of the gum, which is part of Seereer cultural heritage, as well as books on manuscripts on the Saltigue, who are the Seereer priestly class, the Seereer high priests, and also he is actually what you call a Seereer-Saafi, and he also written some books about Seereer-Saafi heritage. And if I may add to that, of course, the article, as I probably you might have heard in all the interviews that we've done with him, many of his he got lots of papers which were peer reviewed by the Ethiopics as well as IFAN, two of the most reputable institutions that review scientific papers, especially documents of that nature. And IFAN, of course, is the Institute Fundamental de Africa Noir. And however, not all of his papers have been reviewed, have been published. So the last time I spoke to him, he was actually working on the Saafi phonology and grammar, as well as the representation of trees in Saafi tradition, which were awaiting publication. So it is a pleasure to have him here. He is one of the Seereer intelligences of Senegal, and one of the brains of Senegal. So it is a pleasure to have him here. Welcome to you. Welcome to Seereer and Cosaan Seereer, the Cosaan Seereer program, Mr. Professor Maara Jon. Demba Sene, you want to translate for Professor Maara Jon di la welcome ci show bi ma la waxoon sa liggéey yi nga daan liggéey foofu noonu moom laa doon wax noonu si anglais so na Demba Sene la ko firi lan laa doon wax noonu si either si Saafi ou si Wolof. Demba Sene.
waaw bro Tamsier professeur Maara Jon mi ngi nii di door a yegg si xam naa xataayu yoon bi nee na moo ko xawoon jàpp moo tax mu xaw a tardé mi ngi jéggalu ci loolu bu baax a baax professeur ini Tamsier woy sinci wara soxna inti fi da gaane fu jottu ca bi ngan ki basking da dara ci fi na gaane bu jottu ca bay legi waxtani bu woti tamit bu fi na gaane bu na ko bu ni kis na mi Demba Sene Senegal ndi Mamadou Fall anik ngan dan Angleterre ayna Tamsier ba nik Angleterre mais ba gendi di sikino Dimlé Sène tamit ay nam de siddu xam naa ñu da may la fa def kañit ba jën léegi ngi ni a jot war a soxna ci fi nga xane fu jot ci xabi nga ki basi nga ade boy nek fu boy fi nga xane fu bo ye fesen ngi ni fi nga xane wa kadi Cosaan Seereer waaye rawatina fi nga xam ne ba Saafi nami woy bu ci tamit nekk fu Saafi fu genda buubu te tamit fu nami rak in ci fi nga xam ne fu fi jàppo rak ci ina nga ci jote pour pobo mini charas ne are baki faani in cemda waaye rak ci fi nga xam ne fu ceew fu fi si jàpp waaye ca juddi a jotti bi fi na wo bi fi na nga xam ne war su na gidik ci ngang Saafi kanami woy wi fi na nga xam ne wa nit na nga war su na ki parce que Saafi l'univers socioculturel Saafi fi na nga xam ne ca tuuca fu bindi ca fu ca daanaka ca juti waaye ca pullu di doom ndebu ci tu min jot nga ca intem ca a jote wo léegi waxtaane wat ndax yu boo jot wooy nga bu fu eden do hel nek fu wade waxtan na bu mi fi nak xane wet njaayan go Saafi ben habit kan ko caana ñama be du dan wasan nek ni fi nak ngane rampo ba onami wa sam do gis nga ñami be sax wala hay na wara kalan waso tax pour ak rampa ci fi nak ngane bu min di ca jot woti mais hay na dina pa fi ci da boy mark fi di bo na tu me dal ko ini ina ngane xabi dan pour bu si ina nek ay kori ay liggéey inem we a jote wo bu nak mu waxtaani bu na ay pedem laay parce que bu min di gong Saafi bu nam min gong sax parce que ca kurki pedem ci da bu groupe da bu na woy nga ca mais bu na parce que rak bu fi na nga be di su laay ba kera di Saafi ba kera di sax rak bi fi na nga ne ba lam di sax kera anglais ndax be di Senegal di bi seetu ndax bu na lam be dox waar nga fu ma rek bo xewé Saafi bo xewé sax bo xewé waar bo na mo anglais parce que dalaka wenn u sax rak dole nga ndax bu ci bu la wato na ba bi nga bu kara bet même waaw inem wer woki bro Tamsier mo bam ko tuuti mo résumé ma dajal ko tuuti ci li nga xam ne mooy kàllaama Wolof.
Wow, go what please? Yeah, go okay.
waaw ñu ngi dalal professeur Maara Jon mi ngi jégalu ci li nga xam ne tardement bi nga xam ne jot nañ ko am ñeen ñi nekk Dakar xam ngeen nekk yoon yi dafay xatlu lu bëri moo tax pour nga déplacer wu rek dafay nekk loo xam ne lu jafe la waaye comme yegsi na waaw ñu ngi sant ko comme moom yegsi na ba toog ak ñun fii jotaay bi bokk ak ñoom jotaay bi waaw li Tamsier doon wax sànq mi ngi aju ci li nga xam ne professeur Maara Jon jot na ko def moom ñu ñuy xamal bu jëkk bi ne que moom nag Alioune Jon la tudd ñu bëri Maara la ñoo xam waaye moom mën naa am bu ñu tàmbalee dinañ ci dellusi Alioune Jon la tudd mi ngi dëkk bi ñuy wax bu ci xeetu séeréer yi moom Saafi la am na ay liggéey mag boo xam ne def na ko ci li nga xam ne mooy cosaanu Saafi ci boppam ak séeréer ci boppam am na yu bëri yoo xam ne génne na ko ba nit ñi mën nañ si jot yoo xam ne boo nit ku dem IFAN di nga ko fa mën a fekk am na yoo xam ne mi ngi aju ci li nga xam ne mooy histoire héritage séeréer li tubaab di wax histoire de l'héritage chez les Saafi mooy maanaam mi nga xam ne noonu la ñuy donnante ci xeet bi nga xam ne moo di Saafi wax na tamit ci li nga bind na benn téere boo xam tamit mi ngi aju ci li nga xam ne mooy jamu bi nga xam ne séeréer yi doon nañ ko def bu njëkk ba ak yeneen liggéey yoo xam ne moom tamit def na ko ku dem IFA di nga fa mën a fekk waaye tamit moom am na yu am solo yoo xam ne bind na ko waaye génnewuñ ko ba nit ñëpp mën si jot benn bi mi ngi aju ci garab yi nga xam ne nit ñi dañ koy jëfandikoo ci wàllu faj meek yooyu bind na téere bu am solo bu mel noonu waaye ba léegi mi ngi xaar pour ñu jàpp ci ñu génnee ko ñu ngi ñaan tamit képp koo xam ne yaa ngi ñuy déglu yu mel noonu xaw la soxla tuuti nga xool naka ngay jëflante naka ngay jokkalante ak ñun waa Seereer Radio wala ak professeur Maara Jon ñu xool naka la ñuy yëkkatee liggéey yu mel noonu bind na tamit loo xam ne mi ngi jëm ci li nga xam ne mooy dundinu séeréer saafeen yëpp wala séeréer yëpp dundinu séeréer parce que l'univers socio-culturel chez les Saafi mooy maanaam ni ñuy dundee ni ñuy nekkee seen dëkkuwaay yeeg yooyu ak yeneen yu mbir yu am solo yoo xam ne moom def na ko ci loolu tamit bind na ko waaye boobu ba léegi tamit mi ngi xaar ñun mu génn nit ñëpp mën ci jot ñu leen di wax daal ni que moom nit la koo xam ne mi ngi ci daal di def lu am solo ndax comme ni ñu def ak moom tey jii nii ñu wax ci Seereer Radio mu ñëw waxtaan ak ñun ci cosaanu séeréer dafay def noonu ak yeneen rajo yi nga xam ne ñu ngi fii nii ci Sénégal moo tax tey bii nii mbégte la ñu am ko fii nii tey Professor Maara Jon bro Tamsier.
Thank you very much for that. I'm gonna bring Professor Maara Jon in a minute. Professor Maara Jon naa la indi si rajo bi just in a few minutes waaye dama bëgg a may suma mbokk ji Mamadou Fall mi wax li firi loolu si baati seex Mamadou Fall.
Yes, Tamsier.
Yes, please.
Yeah, comme Tamsier alay tut xeeref na Demba Sene alef ka andoona yee daal a layga xeeref na Professor Maara Jon pay invité na xaye ten daal kida andoona ten ref ke andoona yee tena layu ndiiki boy commencer comme tena amata tabe na interview fe ho bugo wasno hanun haq yam nanda Dakar tananna pour wago retombiñ rek na doma yam sa defe Afrique ken tax bo demato tabe Professor Maara Jon koy ken otuba wala chercheur ref historien an cosaan ba aada séeréer an ten mayu ten koy a binda sa manam an livre ka andoona yee o retanga na IFA xano waagno ga ten ref livre ka andoona yee a jofa na ke refna comme o kiin a ñakanga bo i ɓasduma mbaru njang ke ta waasna meen daal na cosaan saafeen fa tamit a bina ka jofna na ka retna daal comme ken séeréer we a mbiyeegna comme ken tubaab wala tatouage waaga ref ka nan na comme fudan wala comme ka refna a toomax daal nan neen ten a bina teen a jega tamit a livre ka ti bindna wa andoona yee tamit sutooxa xe a foga teen comme ne saafeen we a ñoowteegna nan neen a binaan kono ten daal a felanga o ten yoonit ka xaye kon waago numto ñuxre rek def na Tamsier in mbaago commencer Tamsier.
Thank you very much for the Mamadou. Thank you, Demba. So, Jeff, thank you very much, Professor Maara Jon, and welcome to the show. Mangla nuyu Professor Maara Jon. So, mangla welcome. So, bunga mayo hanga nuyu wante mboka yi.
Jërëjëf Ibrahima maa ngi leen di Tamsier pardon.
Ibrahima fay mag la.
Jërëjëf baax a baax yow Demba Sene ak Mamadou Fall ak Dimlé Sène et cetera. Mbir mi neex na ma neexay boo xam ne daal mbir mi ñëpp a ko bokk dañu war a jàppalante di génni li nga xam ne moo nekkoon ci sunu maam ñu man ko tas ci àddina bépp ñëpp man ci jëriñu ndax histoire dafa yaatu léegi bu ñu toppul histoire bu ñu toppul sunu démb dañu dem ci réer kon ñi mel ni man ñu mel ni keneen war nañu def li ñuy def nii tey pour que ñi nga xam ne xamuñu sunu askan mën a xam lépp loo xam ne moom la sunu maam doon dundee ñu xamante ak ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekkoon fii ni maanaam ñi tubaab yi gën a xam sunu culture ndax ñi nga xam ne jot nañu am diggante ak ñoom ba bind seen démba moo di wolof yi ak yeneen kon dafa des parce que tubaab yi jotuñu woon am accès ci nun loolu moo tax sunu démba xaw a jafe kon pour ñu mën a génne sunu jafe nit ka xam ne moo juddu ci terroir ba moo ko gën a xam tubaab yi moo ko gën a xam wolof yi moo ko gën a xam pël yi et cetera kon képp koo xam ne yaa ngi ci sa diwaan war nga mën a yëngatu ba ñëpp mën a xam ne diw moo ngi yëngatu ci koo xam ci wàllu démb.
Well,
may sore ma bàyyi mbir mi ak yow ak Demba Sene bi nga xam ne moo nekk ci sama wet.
Thank you very much for that. Let me just do a brief translation of that. That was Professor Maara Jon. He was just saying thank you very much. He appreciates what we are doing here and how to call it in our efforts in preserving Seereer cultural heritage. And the Seereer culture is, as we always say, it's the Seereers are very diverse, and they include all Saafi-Saafi, the Seereer-Siin, the Noon, and everybody else. And how to call it, so he was just saying how to call it, what we are doing is in the preservation of our cultural heritage, how our ancestors used to do it, and to preserve that. It is very, very important. So he's very, very happy and delighted that we are doing this, and that is just in summary of that what he was saying. And actually for the next part, actually, Demba, are you there?
Yes, bro.
Yeah, what I would like to do actually, if Professor Maara Jon can speak, you can speak in Saafi, and then we will do the Wolof version after Wolof later, Wolof translation later. But it is important that we get our Saafi Kooh Seens, because I know he speaks Saafi very well, and as well as Seereer, I believe. And if we once we get if he can speak in Seereer or in Saafi, and we'll do that. You will do the translation in Wolof later. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, can you reiterate it to him as well?
Waaw ini ci wetne comme het stede do taxu ko da Saafi sax cientu ini bo wade wetne ca jogu ca woyungan pedem Saafi fo woy sangan pedem Saafi da jutala bu tokist ngan pedem anglais na pedem sax wari wam ngana itta bu habida legi awade nen bo wadene dal wakati doxda parce que pen mi tamit wona manam wa me ci pedem ci ca bin ko nay bu bari ni dem dal dal bu wadene ko dum ngan pedem Saafi wa inem legi way. Okay, bro.
Fantastic. Can you ask him to translate what he just said in Saafi as well, so the Dimlé Sène can also get that as well, and our Saafi listeners out there as well, please.
We need to jot moy sinci fu min ba kan gis nga Saafi la parce que raki Saafi ci na me musidu pon des aussi fu nam fu wi sangang Saafi bu min ka fiki corka Demba Sene, corka Tamsier, corka Dimlé Sène na Mamadou ngiski fina ne wadi bo bof nderderi bo hettido woki wadi ne wat baning Saafi wat baning bo bi jel ma ami wo sincine ngan ini fina ne wadi kat ngan fase bo fase da wat histoire bo wat ciosan e war wan ciosan ba bo no fina ne fi ngiski nigdal bu jiri joy min pulit walking up min ji joy min pulit phase inga lam bo nitine atba min pulit phase bo nitine war min pulit phase bo nitne bo no fina ne ken ko andala yafko min pulit ina fina ne wat kiyo kan ndem lam nitne wara an bo tamdi de walking boda phase boda ina la haytase bang inci jam jen boy fina ne comme mi sa rim kon Saafi ci kon mba wa ko virus narka wata ndenna ina laaj heyde muye be boy finane ya burimu discop gen inarda mujda wara kande lam joy nabi yakko ci wax bes doy nala mba yakko ina inci finane yakko ci jet ba pulit ka boy finane e war wala bo virus nar wa wat balinga bando ina yini bo endi don gan derde mba e bo bi jen raka war yinga sah yinga jola yinga sarahule fulane to wonani ti yondu gan nyilif niko mba nyini wadine bomi watba fodi watbada mindi wo watbada mindi kat san watba def mindi kat woti san watba kon e perem ci kanati jat bay adrani ko min pes nacha ba fone fang et fide hafu fu jeme kalay wila fandenda fu batan ken ba wolof kalay ndenda kalay hafu ndi professeur Maara Jon li mu wax sax man defe naa damay bàyyi Dimlé Sène mu tekki ñu ko ci baatu anglais bro Dimlé.
That's true. Dimlé can speak Saafi very well.
Tokis ini Professor Maara Jon wo isin chief tokis angang pedem anglais.
Oh man, he was saying a lot. He really didn't say anything different from what Tamsier was talking about. Like it's basically the same. Yeah, he just elaborated more, like went on more to explain how much he appreciates it and like why is this whole topic relevant? Because like you say, like it corresponds to the Jolas and Fulanis and others. Because it just so happens that it's just that big of a deal. You know, so many people is impacted by this, and so he definitely appreciates our work and bringing forth this topic to everyone, and thus why it is that when we do this and thus research the culture, the ancestral spirituality, the history. All this impact. It's not just things that just happen in the past, but it's things that impact us today, and therefore, by us returning to all these things, it makes it so that we can actually go into the future. Because if we don't deal with our past, our culture, our ancestral spirituality, then we don't have a future. And so that's one of the things that he was going into, as well as why language is important as well. So that's basically what he's getting into.
Well, thank you very much for that wonderful Saafi translation, Dimlé Sène. And Mamadou Fall, do you want to do that in beautiful language?
Oh, thank you. Comme nela lay tuna ke professeur fe alain dik rek tan def o kontana naki andona tenibia gema pour andona tan rafke tan indu ambassade na inmen imbagno dal topoto pete afanya mo ho la tamit ya imbara comme dal ko na fop dal question arrêt andona ten dal indu ambassade inmen dal imbi e imbagna pete fanya mo to dal ko kontana naki andona tan def challat ke imbi aw gema dal kena arafa kano e kita lena dal o kata fop dal pour te moyo yo okay Tamsier.
Well, thank you very much for that. Now, what I would like to articulate, just to give our details down. If you want to contact the show and post your questions direct to Professor Maara Jon, whether it is about Seereer religion, Seereer culture, Seereer history, and all those wonderful stuff, you can contact the show right here. And let me just give out the details. All these are available on our website, by the way, which is www.seereerradio.com. That's www.seereerradio.com. And if you want to call us and speak to Professor Maara Jon, you can do so by Skype. You can call us by Skype, which is a free call. And our username is Seereer Radio, SeereerRadio. If you want to call this way here and just speak to on the phone and call, you can do so, which is UK number, by the way. So mind the bill, you're gonna incur charges. It's just free. It's not free, unlike Skype. And the phone number for that is +44 207 097 3832. That's +44, which is the UK code, 207 097 3832. Now, if you want to text us, WhatsApp or Viber, you can do so on this number, which is +44, another UK number, 7498 679382. That's +44 7498 679382. That is for WhatsApp, Viber, or normal text. If you want to email us, like many of you do, you can do so at studio@seereerradio.com. That's studio@seereerradio.com. This emission is brought to you by the Seereer Resource Center, which the only online resource center dedicated to the preservation of Seereer cultural heritage, and they do have lots of information about lots of resources on Seereer religion, Seereer history, culture, medicine, and genealogy, and all this wonderful stuff. So you can check them out on their website, which is www.seereer.org. or seereer.com, seereer.com or .org. Now, Professor Jon, it is a pleasure to have you with us, and as time is running out now, for any of all those people who wanna contact the show, all the details are down there. Do you want to give out the details in say Mamadou, and I will move on to Dimlé. He can give it up very, very quickly. Actually, I'm going to give it to Dimlé. He can give it out in Saafi. Then I will have to start my first question that I would like to pose to Professor Jon. Mamadou Fall.
Yes, Tamsier, comme non Nubika, the Revenant Skype, Nubi Seereer Radio, Hainunga in Skype, Seereer S R About don't radio. We are Hanoga in Skype. So Bona Dow in Quena kind of na vibe of na WhatsApp. Hadafika fit plus Karanka, the left code na sat fair of na Angleterre. Of Yang Koi Odon 10, Susan 14, Catherine 18. 67, 93, 82. Kaya ofyangan o daw na kenda na vibe na WhatsApp. Mga email inquay, kafi studio, comme na studio bintel, @seereerradio.com. Arfa koy buga work na site web infe, kafi www.seereerradio.com. Arfa koy buga work na kenda na podcast fe. Pour non émission de Mbahou il a fait www.seereerpodcast.org en anone te def émission fe hay ko hay ciuna no te def wenn def na Seereer Resource Center te def lenga def men wa andone te no na bia mbexe ya bo ke andone te def cosaan fa aada Seereer awaajalo am Wako number email become info comme info into binter @seereer.com afana ko number am gotak na kendak na site web benfe become www.seereerradio.org. Okay, Tamsier.
Thank you very much, Mamadou Fall. Dimlé Sène, your first job. You will do the beautiful Saafi. Make yourself useful.
How to call in,
Do you give out our contact details? Don't tell me you don't know our contact details. You and I created it. Remember? I hope you're listening, Demba, just in case he could make a mistake. No, I'm talking to Demba. I say I hope Demba is listening to it just in case he make a mistake.
Yes, I'm listening. That's okay. Go on, bro. Why are you doing that? I was about to give it a telephone number. I hope I'm giving out the right telephone number.
Go on, Dimlé. We haven't got time.
there's multiple telephone numbers that people can use, depending on what country they're in. So that's why I was like, ah, man.
You are useless. You are fired. Demba said, "Do you want to do that, please, in Saafi?"
Okay. Yeah, do what we do for Skype. That was radio. Do I have Skype? Do be come them Europe? Or do be do telephone? By any more ning Angleterre. That may nikis cedar gitu. Dutum kanak, dutum darat, terus orang binai dalam nam. Dutum yasna kanak, dutum darat, dutum yasna nikis, dutum yasna kanak, dutum kahai, dutum yasna kahai, dutum kahai, dutum kanak. Dubai kom dem dulu hai boros wahai dok dulu ndah dah itu mereka kopor kio enggak. Lalu 2 minit bo beduk dan ini nawai se WhatsApp wala Viber. Kino acem ca dat meli isna nikis, dutum yasna kanak. Dutum nikis, dutum yasna nikis, dutum yasna kahai, dutum yasna yasna kanak, dutum yasna nikis na kahai, na yasna kahai, na kanak. Wow, tum mark ndal roy bu rasenam. wala do minute bo wo so email na wo si email wo so bu email ngapi ma edu edewi woni ki studio@seereerradio.com seereerradio.com seereer tamit du marto abi sena s dutum radio dutum.com studio studio@seereerradio.com injem ca inti nanga du ni bo rahas nga ca legi ni xamna bu bala bu ina man batan ñak ay inam minute abu kat legi nga waxtani fi nga xani bu ay worake na Professor Maara Jon bro Tamsier.
Thank you very quickly in Wolof, very quickly, and I will pose the question to Professor Maara Jon.
waaw li ma doon wax sànq balaa ñuy tàmbali waxtaan bi ak ki nga xam ne mooy Professeur Maara Jon moo di ne ku ñu bëgg a jot ci li nga xam ne ñu ngi koy def nii mën nga ñu woo ci Skype nag da ngeen di dem ngeen seet Seereer Radio ci Skype da ngeen ñu gis mën ngeen ñu woo foofu noonu muy gën a yomb wala mën ngeen ñu woo tamit ci téléphone waaye numéro Angleterre la da ngeen di def plus 44 22 plus 44 20 70 97 38 32 plus 44 20 70 97 38 32 boobu mooy numéro bi wala mën ngeen ñu tamit jot ci WhatsApp wala Viber da ngeen di def 44 ngeen def 7 ngeen def 498 ngeen def 67 93 ak 82 ma bamtuwaat ko 44 7 498 67 93 82 loolu mooy numéro bi wala ngeen yónni ñu email ci adresse bi ma leen di jox ni studio@seereerradio.com studio@seereerradio.com Seereer bi ñu ngi koy bindee SEEREER ngeen def radio.com loolu mooy yi nga xam ne mën ngeen ñu si jot léegi ñu tàmbali directement ak ki nga xam ne mooy Professeur Maara Jon ñu tàmbali laaj yi.
Thank you very much, Professor Demba Sene. My first question is actually I would like to stick with Seereer religion for a minute, then I will have to move on to Seereer culture and history, and have to obviously my colleagues Demba Sene in Senegal, Dimlé Sène in America, and Mamadou Fall also in the UK, just like I am, and will obviously keep in, and obviously I'm sure they have questions that they would like to pose to Professor Jon as well. My first question is about God in Seereer religion. Who does say that in academic terms, Seereer religion is of course known as Roog, and among the Seer, God is referred to as Roog Seen, and Kooh Seen among the Saafi. My question is Seereer religion a monotheistic religion or a polytheistic one, and why, if so? Now, any of you, Dimlé Sène or Demba Sene, you can translate that to Professor Jon, if one of you would like to take that.
Okay. Legi Professor, bala ko xayam ngini inanga fo ay nawala. Legi mix wax ci chat bu wale argi. Legi wi Tamsier mix wax an ben ndax was ci gox ci Seereer di woni ka wing sex ci bawe Roog Seen wing Saafi ci bawe Kooh Seen léegi ay na mix wax ndax ba Cosaan Kooh yino ndax ba Cosaan Kooh yino ini tuba no monotheist ndax ba nike monotheist o wala det ini mix wax bi ndax nga xane wet koc waaw ci na su bëgg nak ba laay léegi fo so wala ko tok ci leeri so ene fi ba bin kara Cerka Tamsier, cerka Demba, cerka Mamadou Fall, Dimlé. Ilif inane wada petmi awondi capedem kana Kooh Seen na Roog Seen. Fokat ndotta camwe Kooh Seen. Fokat non camwe Kooh Seen. Fokat ngaro cila bangwe Kooh Seen yittama ko umbi nga sa wala nam wo Kooh. Ba ilif inane wada wasa inane wada cancango nyaake ko ba inane Kooh arake nit ne boyo inane verdi korti nit ne fay inene fantu mene ko rakdi bay boy waki korti bi ne ko rake beta ko tekka Kooh sen to baro Kooh ba tokis wala tokis
Seen la wat l'unicité de Dieu comme bobi bi noaso bani ko ba inina ko yino ay nit ay yino fo wasi rakabaka banya kita ko himba pono ko woti walita ngan kim chamba ba kime sala ba me ko simlay jam Kooh Seen jimom Seen chachi Seen maraka kimem la fotan ne bakbi cha don bo disami wat ine do ine ko yino way bo bi wanga an bo ine ko nyimne way intibinane cep ko rakom hirim sato winga police winga yur winga ko winga way o nikkane ki wande gan Cosaan ninne bi kurki very very jan nikne ko topdi wala ko zanga haye wajji o fey bi kurkala yakkan ina na ay yakkan kurkala ay be ko he kikka binane wat way san yur wat ko sacré ko bi wadi woyam pa yohara me ti ko kehte wadi ko yur kan inem yakkore binane ay yakki ay kon kima de kima amwe dikan konga simlay jam Kooh Seen jimom Seen sah itam kimang ne itam be ko manan aname o simlay jam Roog Seen Roog fo hama wo jimom na woyite ko Mamadou sabi ket ro jidan tiki ndan guda awo mom maraka mom de donc hala wat Mohamed sahce wo sa hamad ma woni intiyam sabi ne ko araki ayino wakkan kimonde an gidan ikan ko ninna fali a kurkoy yuran kurkada nikne boy binane e puris ci amde satoa e jar amwa puris biti amwa ci nikkane banke kimna ko yan gang sa to acela yakol binane ay pajam ak kimi dela amoy sa tikan ko aboy sa di ko wiris ando e dis gang sa to aca simlay jam Kooh Seen jimom Seen boy binane ambul nikne ta puris na dela Kooh Seen nyami kimna inti amde fatsate baboy wo kem avec noy konga nik nenya police ambitna
Sorry, can I just stop you down there? Demba Sene. That was the reception was not very good. Can he just repeat that part of again? The reception was cracking up. Can he repeat that part again, please? Just that part.
Kooh Seen jimom Seen c'est toujours what you know ba sabi inne ko you know no wozo don get takko o simlay jam Kooh Seen jimom Seen woni kan sa tara sa nam kim yurandela anda we simlay jam Roog Seen Roog ko hamat tundaleer ko ayino wadita kon kiman sabi ngam yurem yakem ayur koy na ko ak kim ko awona ko da ko e tas e de tele kim wandi na pulo ndem bit inane ambo police boy finane an kime ne police ya fadde ambo yetti kan ko ngam police amda ningne ta police WhatsApp ba ti kan ko amde yari finane abo satwa ninna satwa ci amde la ki moy haye anon bo simlay jam Kooh Seen ci mom sen satwa ci finane ta am ko yi ko ta WhatsApp ba ko jedi woni anzabi inedi ko ba sa inen ko wala wasiyan findi l'islam findi catholicisme ko inen ko wala injem ko kan ko da ko o markis ko al wat marak ne azab to amna wala police amna bay wake lamu manam ini ko duere bakal bino to iskim binane having vijani no euro konga iskim wir don having that bay bang ko tandem jar ba tim ko ndem nikne ta police amna bay inendem nikne jar nikne police nikne biti abitib da bay inena police amne.
Okay, can I okay, can I just stop him down there so that he can translate that part when he can continue?
Okay. Yes, bro.
Yeah, can I just stop him down there? So I just want him to have to cut him up just a little bit so that you can translate that, or Dimlé can translate it in English. Then so that we can give obviously, because and Mamadou can translate it here. Then he can continue to what he was saying. Yeah. So either Dimlé, do you want to translate it in English, please?
Yeah.
Mamadou Demba listen as well.
He was basically saying that definitely we already knew that God is one. That there's just only one supreme being, and there's no different than how Christians will acknowledge the supreme being, or Muslims, or etc. This is already known, and therefore all the rituals and things of that nature was all based on acknowledging that and respecting the supreme being. It's just living our lives based on that, and so therefore, while some may try to devalue the answer to spirituality by trying to make it seem polytheistic, to just decredit it. That's not what the answer to spirituality is really about, at least in terms of how Professor Maara was explaining it. And so, but then he also mentioned a particular ritual. Maybe Demba remembered it better. It was like towards the end where he was explaining particular aspects of the ritual. You remember that, Demba?
Yes, exactly. The aspects of the ritual. So can I go on?
Yeah, go on, please do.
Yes, exactly. So like what Dimlé say, he said that since the beginning, so the Saafi, the Seereer whole believe in one supreme God, and he was just explaining that the name Roog or Kooh have never been in plural. It is always in the singular, and they always put Seen. Seen means a unique, a supreme God. Kooh Seen means unique supreme God. Roog Seen means a unique supreme God. And he said also, when they are praying, they used to say Simlay Jam, Roog Seen for Hamad Seen Tundeler, meaning that the unique supreme God, Roog of Hamad, that is single. Maybe Mamadou Fall will be able to translate this Simlay Jam, Roog Seen for Hamad Seen Tundeler. But in South it is Simlay Jam, Kooh Seen, Jimom Seen, Chati Seen. So Kooh Seen means unique supreme God. Jimom Seen, it means it is a place of the spirit where we represent the spirit, a place where we used to go to pray. And also Chati Seen means our ancestors.
Chati Seen,
Chati Seen,
yes.
It means our ancestor. recites this sentence: Simlay Jam, Kooh Seen, Dimlé Sène, Saafi Saafi, Inseh, Simlay Jam, Roog Seen, Mohamad Seen, Tundale. And he say also in Saafi, they have some places where they used to pray, and those places are what we call Satoha, and Satoha is always leaded by a man, and there is also some places that are called Pudis. It is also, this place is always leaded by a woman, and also there is another place that is called Yur, and also there is another one, the last one that is called Kooh. And he say in all this place where they go to pray for example for rent, or for example to find solution for a disease or things like that, they used to go in these places and they are calling only one supreme God. That's why he conclude that the Seereer have never been monotheistic. They never believed in different gods. But
they have never been polytheistic, yes.
Yeah, polytheistic and one supreme God. And when they needed rain, they used to go there. For example, in Saafi, they used to go to the Kooh when they are praying for rain, for a good rainy season. They used to go to the Kooh, and when they go there, they are reciting this same prayers.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, go on.
Yes, I think it's all. That's why at the end he concluded that is nonsense to say that the Seereer have never believed in a unique supreme.
Have never been polytheistic.
Also at the beginning also he said that if Seereer did not believe in a God, they would never have given him a name. And if they believe in too many gods, so the name of God will be in plural, maybe.
Okay.
When they say Roog or Kooh, they always put same meaning, unique supreme God.
Okay, thank you very much. Can I just give opportunity to pass the mic to Mamadou Fall? If you can do that in Seereer, please.
Okay, Tamsier jërëjëf kon noonu naa kon in laa noonu rek andoona ye ten Professor Jon ak lay na ndiki na Seereer-Saafi yaam xëy na no Tamsier Joof alamtaan lamit ndax roog Seereer we yida daan in we daal ye andoona ye yeɗangim na roog anje utine apporté ndax roog faale ɗangim ina ndax roog fallenga ref bala roog mayu ref na ken na lele monothéiste bala polythéiste kena lamtu ten koy keda tont on Professor Jon ten refe roog fe andoona ye ten Seereer we angim u jamani kaaga roog fallenga ref ken tax sax bo dang koy tan Roog Seen Seen ten def ka andoona ye lenga ref to ala ye roog jamani kaaga a refanga to daan in we angime roog mayu a ref comme ne andoona ye ken wiin we a laya pour daal a yaqitool den e Seereer we a njaamooxa xërëm mbaa nan ne a refanga nene rek du kon ñaapan ke roog i gon la andoona ye i gon i lenga ref pour roog fal le ten ref ke andoona ye ten a layu daal a refanga to bugaan mo fi pour dara a jega tamit na andoona ye ten daal deno a mbiteegu comme a nanga mbi'a a xet mbaa a mbi'a a sal ten refe comme kende la Simlay Jam, Roog Seen fa Fokamaak Seen nan nen daal
Mohamad Seen
yeah ten ref ke andoona ye ten a mbi'eegu yaade a ngeɗa roog kon i numta ñuxre Tamsier I'm gonna, but I have a question. I don't know if you want me to ask it now or...
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Kon li ma bëggoon laaj Professor Jon mooy Simlay boobu est-ce que ci yow xawul nuroo ak bismillah est-ce que xamuñ
mais sunu maam ñëw nañu ci wàllu cosaan depuis fi ñu bàyyi ko bee ak si ci nun ñu ngi àgg fii ci nun ak baatu simlay. ok boo seetee bi simlay ak simlay dafa mel ni ndax arab moo àgg ci nun wala nun ñoo àgg ci ñoom mais simlay yàgg na ci séeréer siin yàgg na ci séeréer saafe waaw.
ok
waaw mooy simlay jam par la paix loolu la tekki.
am na tamit leneen lu ma bëgg a laajte mooy jat xam nga séeréer daanan jat même man sama maam daan na def ay jat yooyu jat yooyu est-ce que am na loo ci xam tuuti comme man sama maam li mu doon jat mooy am na jën yu ñuy wax dauphin ñu ko wax dauphin ci àll ya moom jat ba ñu ñëw teer si ay tànkam est-ce que façon jat yooyu
waaw
am na loo si xam.
am na li mu ci am par exemple Juli Kata bu ñuy wax gépp cartonnière xam nga gépp cartonnière.
mosuma ko dégg nag non.
gépp cartonnière ay kinam tey ko nawee gépp cartonnière bakkan yaa gépp maçon ak gépp cartonnière ay cakof waaw.
No, we don't know that, but we can continue. Just keep going.
Wow. Par exemple, Juli Kata en Wolof. Yaa ngi dégg
Mamadou
Mamadou Fall.
Fall. If he can do that in Seex.
Jëf cartonnière. waaw léegi am na jëf boo xam ne su fekkee bëgguloo mu màtt la wala mu jëm la da nga wax ne simlay jëm Juli Kata makkaata boo ko ñu jàppee rek du la def dara.
ok parce que li tax ma laaj ko dama déggoon bu ñu daan jàpp di wax simlaay bii dama ko daan dégg quoi moo mën a xaaral ko.
Okay.
Exactement am na.
Okay, so have you translated that, Mamadou?
Oui.
Ok kon kelante bu ma xeeraf na professeur Jon tan dafee simlaay feege simlaay feege mi ñaamonana donc in lantan simlaay feege est-ce que nande fa bismillah fe we anone jullit anda bismillah fe ndella est-ce que kendal ga don annantan nane tele koy simlaay feege daal aga annanda fa bismillah da ande ndax naar wi dina bis yi doon mën a it bala ina bisin mën a naar wi ka xooy rampe waxtaan tamit affaire jat kenn daal comme injogo ya agara o jatin bette moof ba nam na ala xam teen koyo ndik na affaire jat ke mais na jat ke talay na tamit toujours mo commencé ta fa bismillah simlay jam fekk rek dina commencé ta. Okay, Tamsier.
Thank you very much. Just to briefly summarize that, while Mamadou Fall was translating, he just wanted to ask a question in regards to how to call it Simlai Jam, which is how to call it a prayer, and how to call it like he said Simlai sounds like Bismillah, which is the Arabic for the Muslims, and when they say Bismillah, and so he wanted to clarify. He wanted to pose a question to Professor Jon, asking him whether how to call it the Seereer, when they say Simlai Jam, does it stem from the Arabic Bismillah? Professor Jon reject that motion. He said how to call it the Seereer have been using that Simlai. If anything, it would be how to call it the other way around. Who there's the Arabs who taken from the Seereer Bismillah, but how to call it's not the other way around, because how to call it the Seereer people have only recently started using being Muslims, and how to call it they've been using that for thousands of years. So that was the gist of that. Thank you very much, gentlemen. What I would like to my next question is about Seereer. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to take just to take lead, not take lead, refer to my colleague Mamadou Fall about this thing that he just raised. But I have a slightly different question to ask, and it concerns that prayer, Simlai Jam Hamad Sen, Hamad. Now, Hamad, anyone who listened to it may assume that it is Muhammad they are referring to. I would like to ask Dimlé if he can pose that question to Professor Jon, whether is it a different Muhammad, or is it coincidental, or is it are they referring to Muhammad, who is the Muslim prophet? Dimlé.
Well, Maara. Wait. I want next so and that Fini we dafi wo Hamad Sen. And that Hamad Sen hun natiga Muhammad. Visa which as Islam. By high natiking Hamad. By high natiking Hamad. Wala ba azam ngang Islam. Waba me kim ngang ko rak ba as ding Islam, rak ba as ding was Catholic. Kim ching ba jen ba me kim ngang ko. Ya kim ngang ko ba me o simlay wat jamma. Tuba pang par la paix. Toki zada. Waaw. Comme nit ne Saafi cosaan bi jaar goy na arab parce que marak wo kida def Ghana bat bi musulman ba nodda e zada hayalan fala kumara kada o pede mu Saafi haya kon bo bay na arab ci bi pedem lay jadi nga neftum étude linguistique ba simlay Saafi rera nandi simlay jam Kooh Seen jimom sen Saafi won mo sex ci bat wan xamat donc Saafi na sex puisque ba ni kay yi non debanda bay ni xamat wala ba azan gan l'islam def marakan def gan nit ne ba ni ki to marka depuis l'Égypte wako ni ko ga tour kon mi weda Saafi ci ini xamal wala ba azan gan l'islam dimle wow okay talk about
Dimlé go on, what you say?
He brought up an interesting point. His position was basically that Saafi, Senegalese began to know about Muhammad when entering into Islam. And so, that's very interesting to me because that contradicts with Isaalai Chow was talking about when his position was that Muhammad is actually an indigenous term that originates with among Seereer. So it's interesting that he brought up that difference in opinion.
So what did he say actually? He said.
Hello?
Yes, I'm listening. Go on. Yep. Demba Sene, do you want to take over, please? I am fired. I am from this day forward.
Can you elaborate on the other points that you made? So it slipped my mind.
Okay, from this day forward, can I just apologize to my listeners? From this day forward, I am firing Dimlé Sène. He is a useless man. He is not coming back. Demba Sene, do you want to take charge, please, and translate that? You are fired. Demba Sene, please take charge, please. Yes, I'm listening. Please go ahead. Dimlé is fired. Yeah, go on, Demba. Yeah, go on, Demba. Go on.
Yeah, hello, bro.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah. Yes. So I wanted just to raise also another question about the similarity of the word simulai jam.
Can I, Demba? Can I just stop you down there? Could we translate first of all what he said? And because I didn't get nothing from Dimlé from that part, unfortunately, and I had to translate that, and we're gonna so that we can. So that we can.
So that was an interesting point. There's a difference, like from what Isaalai Chow was saying, because Isaalai Chow was saying that Muhammad is actually the original Seereer word, and therefore it was not a word that was adopted from Arabic and that's corrupted into Hamid, but Hamid is actually just an original word that could have just simply
been adopted among the Arabs, and so that's interesting that you mentioned that.
So Professor Joof is not here to defend himself, and we will be holding a conference where all the Seereer intelligentsias, not in the next few months or so, Demba and I will be holding a conference in Senegal or in Gambia hopefully very soon, where all the Seereer intelligentsias like Professor Maara Jon, Professor Issa Chow, and all those notable figures will come down and battle it out and put their argument forward. But that will be another time, not now. Thank you very much. Demba Sene, do you want to translate? Demba Sene, Mamadou Fall, do you want to translate it in Seereer and so that we can move on? Mamadou. Hello, Mamadou Fall. Yes, please. Yes, I can hear. Please translate it in Seereer and we move on and then go to the next question, please. Very quickly because we haven't got much time.
Okay, yeah, quickly. Can Tamsier Professor Jon, Hamad Sene. I think that's what the name was. Hamad Sene or Hamad Joof?
No, Hamad Sene.
Hamad Sene, yeah. Ikon len teralante bunda Hamad Feda ananan comme kamat nanan fi ikon no arab comme Mohammed banan nen fa andone a déformé pate a yakal dal professeur bale ikon len dal ikon no ref la andone ikon no Seereer aya kay nare mbar no jangit mena ino da ikon na ref la andone Seereer wo sakin depuis ya da kata ay Egypt angara no sahe kana inda koy ke Dimlé alay na tan dafa era professeur Issa Chow dal kay Iran nen ni koy Tamsier koy comme arata nen to professeur Issa Chow refe men dal imbake ko neten da xana jeg comme na de organiser na bo dina fa mo kino alay ki taxalat na korakin andone dal matan nan fa arab to bekale refe arab dal keno kontaan sen.
Well, thank you very much. Now, actually, I'm going to ask him very quick question. This is just a quick one, and I will open the floor for you guys if you have questions that you want to ask, staying within Seereer religion before we move on to Seereer culture and history. Now, the next question that I would like to pose to Professor Jon is, what is the name for God in Seereer Lala and Seereer Seli? And because these two, I'm not for the other Seereer groups how they could refer to the supreme being, but for these two in particular, I don't know. Seereer Lala, the Seereer Lal, and Seli. Demba Sene.
Wow, Professor Maara ini mixo have twin Saafi no Kooh Seen yan we Roog Seen ana mixo have ndax Lala na Seli na bibi no jan fi di bana boyore Lala ci wan Kooh Seen ta ci wan Kooh Seen wala ci Seli ci wan Kooh Seen yit waaye wakaran ko ba bindu taati wana me wo Kooh Seen kon ko maraka Kooh Seen da libne wala woki foko anda tiki ko honike yino parce que bay Kooh Seen morphologiquement na Roog Seen na
asa no fata le peuple du monde consulté voir de la hote ini wanda ba sabi ci discover pour ko ba Égypte de l'Égypte pour hayda ko futa Mauritanie futa ko mo ren diski go rendi woti as parti mo sati ko hayna tiki simlay ko hayna tiki no mais boy ne def ganan arab ca idol chaba me ñak ya fait 360 idol gam makka te idol ci jam ba len graken ti ci jam ngam idol jam ca Allah arab ci wanti ba ngewoy da dal sa sewo non lu tabo ni kay yino wo ki fini ngor sinci ba tas ba tikin ko dal wa hayna tiki da tikin ko te ko fini mani bedi go pre islami jadi kan gay kadis ganti laida fini hama ba mai gan zabi te rabba dubbi ko ya batika ban ba hayna tikam to ba Demba Sene ko ay tiya tikam wa léegi ba nga toog sax ne donc gis ngi ni fo idol ci dina nga ne ci ne jaam ko ne jaam da mak jaam fo ne tikam te dima tek sene mi ne makka fi ne est-ce que ba met jox ne ba tumé woni que lieu commercial arab ci bat me kanga léegi ton to do jambon dem ya arab no heda yip ko wonde ko ci cam ci nika 360 ko can idol cem ko ci cam ci ba teke Allah waaw ya be 360 idol kon do bi me dem don nga dem way na fi ko ina waaw 360 idol cem can arab ci tek Allah nem donc wi Mohammed hay pokka in cem tu watti king Allah ni watti waaw
Demba. Go on, please.
Okay. What he was saying about the name of what Lara, Nut, Seelie, and Nun calls God. So he say in Lara they say Kooh Seen, but the Seelie say Kooh Seen, the Nut, Kooh, and the Nun also they say Kooh.
Who say Kooh Seen? Who say Kooh Seen? No, I didn't hear that. Say it again, please.
The Lara, they say Kooh Seen. Seelie, Kooh Seen. The Nut, Kooh Seen. And the Nun, Kooh Seen.
Okay. The Seelie say Kooh Seen.
Okay. Kooh Seen.
Right. Okay.
And he added also something about the name, the morphology of those names, Kooh and Roog. And he said that both of them, they have O, the long O, double O, meaning the double O in Roog and in Kooh. And he is saying that maybe there is a corruption. Maybe at the beginning it was only one word.
Right.
And by the time there is a corruption came, and that's why we have today Kooh and Roog. He said even the Kobe, maybe it came from Kooh because they had a conference in Jeff with very old person from the Seereer community, and they thought that at the beginning they was not in the ancient time they were not saying Kobe, but they were saying Kooh. That's why he concluded that maybe only those two names existed before, meaning Kooh and Roog Seen. And also he added something about Simlay Jam. He said that as we said that all the Seereer community, the Saafi, the Seen, they came from the two cities in the Canaan country in the Abrahamic era. And these two cities are Ur and Ai. And it was in the Abrahamic era. And he said that the Saafi and the Fula, they came from those two cities, Ur and Ai. Saafi was called Okuba, and the Fula was called Jurhur. And when Abraham was building his temple, it was held in this building by the Saafi and the Fula. And when they finished, so he called the Saafi Safiu. That is an Arabic word meaning the pure people. And the Fulani, the wanderer, nomad, what maybe Mamadou know, nomad, what French called nomad. People who are always wandering around, like what the Fula are doing right now in Senegal.
It's nomad.
Nomad, okay, it's nomad. Okay, that's it. And he said that when they left Canaan, they came Egypt. They came in Egypt. And he said that he mentioned also a book of Asman ibn Fatah, Les peuples du monde, the people of the world. And he said that he have given a lot of information about the origin of Saafi and the Fula and their cohabitation with Arabic in Ur and the country of Abraham. He concluded that this similarity maybe came from there. And he added also at that time Islam did not exist. At that time Islam did not exist. But Saafi was using Simlai Jam. And he was also using the word Mom and Hamad, because those names came before the coming of Islam.
Okay.
And he also added some names like Mali, that today people consider as an Arabic name. And he said he did not believe in that because the name Mali and Hamad existed before the coming of Islam.
Okay.
And also he added that right now what Seereer are doing and people are considering as what I can call or idol. And he said that this is not idol. What was called idol is, for example, in Mecca, before the coming of Islam, Mecca was a big market, and when the traders came, each one bring his own bunch. That's why there was too many idols, like 360 idols in Mecca, and those idols was called Allah.
Right, go on.
Idol was called Allah. And when Muhammad came, when the Prophet Muhammad came, so he destroyed all those idols, but they still keep the name of Allah.
They retain it. They retain the name. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Can I just stop you down there? I need to pass on to because we've only run out of time. We will definitely go over time, but probably another half an hour or so. We just have to bite the dust for that. Can I just give the opportunity to Mamadou Fall if you can translate it in Saafi, and I will open the floor before I pose on my other questions. Mamadou Fall. In Seereer rather.
Yes, Tamsier. Tamsier Professor akonaken igon rock na wala tege na Seereer sili fa Seereer lala ndut fa Saafi tele Seereer sili wo ngoytan koppe ben defna lala ngoytan Kooh Seen ndut tamit Kooh Seen fa Saafi tamit Kooh Seen ala ye tamit kenn defna rock fa Kooh yaakaar daal yaaga fa ak kenn som jekku daa ay gon na def na koppe jekke hayakay agara sobida den ala ye tamit wen def na Saafen we fi fula newe wongel o na sate jate di ken ena ur fa ay jate ka be won def dal jamani kaga jamani hand of no Ibrahima kena raf udal kena na Saafi koy te ndef na nar te ndef we andone dal rax ndaxe dara fula koy te ndef wen andone dal ngene sen ananago dal comme nenu antuna rek fula ne angaya andta
on bi ñoom naage ngira sen ala ya tamit kaga ita jega tamit yaga islam jega hahe to tamit akona kay def na Hamad fa Malik dafa ko ka anone winwe an yaga islam jega hahe ken anone koy tan def kala lay as dina fen Seereer be manam xaram dal def adaf ala ka koy refe ke jet na dal ala ken def na xaram koy aje na maka jamani ka yaga otulo raha gara hay ay tulo raha gar no koy tena ala yeda ke xaram raf donc awale war was ken da raf ka non ay da dara lay be okay Tamsier.
Well, thank you very much. Now we haven't done this in Wolof. Demba Sene, I'm gonna actually ask you to very, and I mean very quickly do it in Wolof so that we can open the floor and article you guys can ask me questions relating to Seereer religion. Let's stick with Seereer religion for now. If you can do that very quickly, a quick translation into Wolof, please, Demba.
Wow, ma ñëw ci li nga xam ne jot nañ ko wax bi ñu tàmbalee léegi ndax laaj bu njëkk mi ngi ajoon ci li nga xam ne noonu la Seereer yi di jaamoo yàlla bu njëkk bi dafa laajte woon ndax léegi ñoom ay yàlla yu bëri la ñu gëmoon wala benn yàlla léegi foofu professeur Maara tontu ne que Seereer yi benn yàlla kese la ñu gëmoon ndax loolu tax ba ñu tuddee woon ko Roog Seen ci Seereer-Siin ñu tuddee ko Kooh Seen ci li nga xam ne mooy Seereer-Saafi te boo wax na tamit ne même bu ñuy julli bu ñu mosaan di ñaan ñoom dañuy wax simlaay jam Roog Seen fo xamat seen duna leer mooy maanaam sim dañuy woote jàmm ñu tudd turu yàlla Roog Seen ñu tudd tamit turu xamat seen ba pare ñu kenn la yàlla boobu nga xam ne moom la ñuy jaamu Seereer-Saafi tamit ñoom noonu lañ doon def dañ doon wax simlaay jam Kooh Seen ci moom seen caaci seen ñoom dañ ci doon boole tamit seen ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy seen i maam yi léegi mu ne ci bërëb yi nga xam ne ñoom doon nañu fay dem di ñaan benn bi ñu ko tuddee ci Seereer-Saafi Satoxa beneen bi ñu tuddee ko Puubis beneen bi ñu tuddee ko Yuur yeneen bi ñu tuddee ko Kuuk mooy fàttali Mamadou Fall ne que yi may lim noonu yëpp moom la Seereer-Siin di wax Pangol Seereer-Siin yëpp daf ko boole mu tuddee ko Pangol waaye boo ñëwee ci Seereer-Saafi bu ci nekk daf ko wutal tur professeur Maara est-ce que yéen mën nañ ko woowee mu ko def ci Seereer-Saafi yëpp bokk ne wala nga bàyyi rek après ma ñu del si waat ci léegi foofu la ñu ne yëpp dafay wane ni que Seereer benn yàlla la ñu mos a gëm te kenn xamulu leen yàlla ndax tur bi nga xam ne moom lañ ko yàlla ak buñ ko fen ñoom ñoo wutal seen bopp léegi mu xamal ñu nekk tamit am na yeneen Seereer yoo xam ne ñu ngi ci biir Seereer yu mel ni ki laala ñoom tamit Kooh Seen la ñuy wax Siili Kobe Seen la ñuy wax Ndut ak noonu ñoom ñëpp Kooh Seen la ñuy wax waaw loolu leeral nañu ko mu ñëwaat ci tamit ci li nga xam ne moom la Seereer-Saafi di waxee Kooh ak Seereer-Siin booy seet ñoom ñaar ñëpp kenn ki Kooh lay wax keneen ki di wax Roog léegi mu dellusiwaat ci ñaari o yi nga xam ne mooy o bi nga xam ne dañ koy xëcc te mu nekk ci diggante bi booy seet ñaar yi ne ñu xaw a niroo te bu ci nekk dafa ci seen bi lañ ciy teg mooy kenn doo dégg seen mooy kenn moo tax mu ne mën na am bu njëkk ba yëpp benn la woon dañu dox ba ay jamono ñëw mu xaw a am tuuti soppeeku ndax booy seet ñaari tur yi niroo nañ niroo bu jéggi dayoo Kooh ak Roog léegi bi ñu jógee foofu ndax Mamadou Fall moo doon laajte simlaay jam ndax jegewul baatu arab bi di bismillah léegi mu leeral ko ne Saafi bi ñuy wax simlaay boobu ñoom xamuñu sax diine islam boobu nekkuñu woon ay jullit waaye ñoom ñu ngi doon topp seen diine te façon julli boobu moom lañ doon jullee léegi mu gën ñu leerale tamit ne que ci jamono yi Ibrahima ba mu dëkkee ci dëkk bu ñuy wax Kanaan nga xam ne am na ñaari réew yoo fa nekkoon bu ñu tuddee Uur ak Ay léegi mu ne ñaari dëkk yooyu ci réew Kanaan Saafi ak li ñuy wax fulaani su ngeen ko déggee mooy pël yi nii ñoom nekkoon nañ fa ak Ibrahima ñu ne jamono boobu Saltigue ñu ngi leen tudde woon ko Kuba léegi foofu pël yi ñu tudde woon leen jur xuur léegi bi Ibrahima di defar sanctuaire am boobu sanctuaire mooy maanaam benn temple mooy bërëb boo xam ne dañ fay doon ñaane ci yàlla léegi bi mu koy tabax ci la que saafi yi ak fula yi jàppale boobu la tuddee jël saafi yi Seereer-Saafi mu tudde leen saafi yu mooy dem leen maanaam ay nit ñu pur ngeen nit ñoo xam ne dara du leen rax nit ñu sell ngeen dara du leen rax léegi mu jël pël yi mu tudde leen fulaan yi dañ ko déggee mooy nit koo xam ne day du toog benn place dafay wër koo xam ne du toog benn place dafay wër léegi nee na bi ñu jógee ci Kanaan si la ñu wàcc ci Égypte moo tax mu ne léegi niroo boobu xamat seen bi nga xam ne jege na Mohamed bi ñu xam tey ak Simla jam nga xam ne jege na bismillah léegi nee na niroo boobu xëy na foofu lañ ko jëlee te mënul wax ne ñun ñoo àbb si ñoom ndax jamono jooju bismillah xewagul ndax bismillah ci ak Mohamed bii nii ci jamono yi bi islam ñëwee la loolu si ba nit ñi xam ko léegi mu wax ñu benn téere boo xam ne bind na ci lu bare yi mi ngi tudd Hassan ibn Fatah téere bi nga tuddee ko ci tubaab peuple du monde bu ngeen fa demee di ngeen fa gis loolu léegi mu indilaat ñu yeneen leeral ci tur yi nga xam ne day jii nii dañ ko jël jox ko li nga xam ne mooy arab yi jox ko li nga xam ne mooy islam léegi mu ne turu moom parce que moom ak xamat ak tur yi nga xam ne mooy Malick mu di tur yooyu séeréer ñi ngi doon am tur yooyu ci ba ñu nekkee Égypte ba ñu nekkee ci Kanaan ñi ngi doon am tur yooyu boobu islam ñëwul loolu la ñu doon leeralal foofu noonu léegi mu del siwaat ci li nga xam ne Makka bi nga xam ne tey jii nii mën nañ ne au fait dafa am na lu mu représenté bu baax a baax ci diini islam léegi mun nañu ci jamono yooyu Makka li doon ñoo ko nekkoon mooy li ñuy wax li Wolof di wax xërëm maanaam nga jël bant nga jëmmal ko yàlla bay ñëw di ko jaamu ne jamono jooju Makka kii la woon marché la woon jaba boo xam ne nit ñi dañ fa doon daje ku doon ñëw nag jaay bu doon ñëw dafa doon indi sa benn bant wala bu nekk xeer boo xam ne ngay defal nga koy xoole yàlla ñoom dañ ko doon indi léegi loolu demoon ba mu bari fa léegi kii yooyu ñu doon defar nag statut yooyu ñu doon defar ñoom àll lañ ko tuddee woon àll léegi bi Mohamed ñëwee ci la fexe yooyu yëpp dañ mu toj yëpp waaye turu àll boobu ba léegi nit ñi daal di koy téye nii ba tey la ji nii diine islam boo waxee ñu ne la àll waaye tur boobu ci foofu la jógee ba tey jii nii loolu la professeur Maara doon leeral xam naa dañuy jàll ci yeneen i laaj Bro Tamsier.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Now, what I would like to do is to open the floor to you, gentlemen, before I ask my other question. And but I want you to stay within the limits of Seereer religion for now, before we delve deeper into Seereer history and culture. So I'm opening the floor. Anybody want to ask him a question related to Seereer religion? Dimlé Sène?
Currently now I have a question.
Yes, go ahead. What is it? Can you first say it in English? Can you first say it in English, then obviously then translate it and say it in Saafi, then how to call it afterwards, Demba can translate it back. What's the question?
No, sir, currently I don't have one.
Okay. Any of you gentlemen?
Yes, I have a question. This is
Mamadou Fall, please go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, I heard of, I saw some Seereer, praying on somebody called Jijak. I don't know if you heard of Jijak before, but I know. I went to a Seereer ceremony once, and they've been praying on Jijak. So if you want me to translate it in Wolof for him. Professor Jon,
jiijak turu jiijak parce que mosaa dem ci benn village séeréer def naa Djilor la woon Djilor wala côté yooyu ñuy ñaan waaye seen ñaan yi daal dañ koy jëmale si jiijak ma laaj ndax mos nga dégg loolu jiijak
non turu jiijak tey bari na ci séeréer yi lool te jiijak dañuy def la contraction c'est jig jam la paix.
ok
waaw am na Seereer-Siin di wax jeg sunu mbokk yu jegem di wax jig jam c'est la paix toujours parce que lu jeg
ok
donc turu jig jam mooy ci ñun et autres séeréer mooy jig jam c'est la paix.
ok
Okay.
waaw.
Do you want to translate that in Saafi, in Seereer?
boo seetee jig jam ak kii mooy c'est la paix rek bon le nom de Mohamed chez les Seereer c'est Modiane c'est celui qui a la paix n'est-ce pas.
Yeah.
donc boo ko seetee Mohamed nga dir ku am jàmm Modiane mooy ku am jàmm donc boo ko seetee ci turu séeréer aussi jig jàmm ku am jàmm jig jàmm mooy jig c'est avoir jàmm c'est le jekk donc on peut dire que c'est la paix.
Okay.
turu jig
Voilà.
jàmm daal bari na ci ñun séeréer yi.
Bari na Seereer. Mamadou Fall, do you want to translate you very quickly?
aussi man nañu utiliser que yàlla bi nga xam ne mooy yore jàmm ji moom lañ koy adressé.
All right. Mamadou Fall.
yes
Yeah, please, insert very quickly.
lam degama lam to professeur rek ndax mosa nan i gon len na le jiijak parce que mosa ret na sa defal len to anna ngada dal angada na hendof na jiijak donc ale jiijak amay dan séeréer dana ha jeg na jam dal ki comme jiijak dana comme jeg jam ba nan nen dal aname peut-être neda laytuna dal ten suktoxu ba ref jiijak ken na ref ganata okay Tamsier.
Thank you very much. Now, what I'm going to do actually, because we've already gone over, but I just like to go over. However, we can only go over by 30 minutes. That means we've got about 18 minutes to go. So we're just going to keep this firing because of how to call it, what happened today. And about how to call it, like, Demba Sene, do you want to pose a question to the professor?
Yes, I have a question. Yakuri, that any meetup with what make so. Wara soxna indi na nga bu no waxtaan wax ndax saafara gi xew-xew ci def na nga xane may baye mën na chafra ba hesa ase da ba ki pasu ba ki mara ko ra ki in ci ba habde po wex ci ba ca parce que mat sax ben bu chafra ben bu rewoti po bara in lay rahim dañ jaba mi xam fina ba min kii moom po léegi ba fàtte ko léegi tax waa da nekk fu sang toog gis ngeen ci wasang ndax wasang bay wasang maaje fini ba min a soxna fini ba min kii moom po jaba mi xam wakata ko tere heli ha damit na bi jafna ba mi xam leber ina ma toxe leber ina ma toxe ne ci dala waa def ay gàcca some more language. Bro, so my question is related to the Seereer. When they are preparing for the farming, so they used to do some prayers.
Right.
So I was asking Professor Maara Jon to give us some explanation about those prayers. And also I have mentioned an example of a village called Chafra, because it is a village where they are practicing always very ancient tradition in farming. That's
right.
Why right now for many years they are having very, very, very good harvest, different from the fish that are around.
So that is the question you ask him.
So that is the question. And at the end of any rainy season, they organize a wrestling. When they collect all the crops and things like that, they organize a wrestling. And all these are very symbolic and are very representative in the Seereer religion. And I want you just to have some explanation about that.
Right, please.
All this ceremony was just a way to ask God for something, and also a way to thank God for having given them a very good.
Right, let's pose that to him. Let's pose that to him. Demba, let's pose that to him, please. We haven't got time.
What Saltigue Setiwan Hoy. We knew what Gamou Kerada, what Bandu confession. Saafi wala asangan reh da ay be koy fini fo ngabi tafsir fo raki tan ma so Gamou nikane bay asan reh da ko nyari ba bi joda wala ba so kanda bay be koy wali kan gam yura biska wo ba wan goti pajuwa babe ko ada koy finane ay rak hotot ay zabitek na sefte kade saltige narem ay ham bette boba gan yura be kandina boba ten pareda bay do fe ayif salmara gan dernan ba gam yura ko ay hangoy ino finay wadi awat ngan rek mais wala wenda ay bofde di bok bay mita yar kala pokay yi bofdun ko bofdu atego fogoy kon fogoy agani ngal na raki yi nga aussi bofdu zan atego ko hu ko be hande be kat Gamou nan so de hey ko nan ko so pojitra incha anan ko akana cham pogoy nam kat ngang nari kurki raka nari kurki nami heji tam am so na cha aydu awoba musanna ini fini re han kalo he ninne re he ko jada way wayse ninne waydi o nyada way wayse ninne re way layo masukda bay way no incham du mo kamba bay ruuje ini sabi tek ruuj baban jurdan mere nari kurki jurdi mere mambe heja way jole fiti henna ini dani yaade wat am labe kan tofki ini mere mi kenon ay ine re ndew ndax rey bo kanam bi way mole ngaba wala molandi baage laaye ay ine ruuja baagi laayandi ay ine gan ruuja jele nit na ay kuleda ay ine ruuja nigne pak changi hay laayda ay ine gan ruuja nigne seli hay nyaameda ay ine gan ruuja do incham jam bay waaki bay ina ni nigne a chandil pullay ngram ko tida bay ko ba am so seli na chandi anyam seli chandi jan wala barabi de kidi gaw bini ba meddu seli nyaman chandi nyaman kan kidi jam nigne ba kani ba asi reida seli layda bay habbe sel yino kidi gibon Tiong fotada wa het kidi ko man taba wattu ba may tami Senegalensis kidjem waraki nyif ba bay nyif mina bandaran seli ba jarba genu kidi Mamadou Fall wayse ci jelu wat jab ba jarbo simlay jab Kooh Seen jimom sen sere binane ay son dango te ini bo rakia kat jan mot ini bo jey peso ngan ini gur sere wiya ko dibla bo sere binane ay bo am jabi bo jabang den ngan penku sel ci jan tas jan nyak de ko to man ngan inam da ko de bo kamba sel njaw sel jan nyak de sel jafat ina gur ba ngan inem sabi to man gena de ko kundana de ñinem binane mbet ko am yittam dini ngo wax da nit ne waxi kosaayeda wala waxi kaane ngan reexal waxe xotiran ngan ruuja ba ruuj te kakkan yakat ngan ne saafi wanne ruy o kala gen ko cabi ba yaxe reexal bay fe bay yakkoori wala bit fi jey kan ngan reexal bay kene kakkan ka way pese na ba pok reexare ba abdi reexam ba tan koy sega puli ande kelis kakkan ka nay ba tan ko ruyam di cabin wan reex ba in cem jen zabi ci to mangenta ni ne bo abdi ne ko lay ay laaye yitam da be ko do inem est-ce que ko lay ci am pour koy ni na pour loy tamandi wat le nord zabi ci wan nord tamandi ino worde wa ina wa pour ko ndem na be papa pen ko lay ke azu kurka digne siguruna ilayena be papa pen sigurun o mindi nya me digno asi ngabala kan inci binane cari ba umur bino basi o mai be baye saf mai saf basi saf tin na bi pani am zocha batum cang masuk ban nasim kau ci tu farsunga farsunga imtem da ko kunna ban kima moya ci burunu layu
okay
ini finale wat way sang gam babi te idem ngam ngo pore hada para kap ngre koti be ne ko yele tobe yakki finale ay yakkin korki upikis ca salma kay winni salmare winni wat kilibari roki bayam binyanga way sang gam way finale ay yakkin korki ngal gis ay bayam winni te ko loy wat nakal skose bi finale wat te ko gam way finale ay yak ngal gis ay bayanga ta koinane rey usida aberi bi kur ka jan ngal yura ay pon lerni nikne minara rakdo de wi Demba Sene ngay yippe salmani ngan lerni jam gamu tagga ko taggade corki de beru da Demba minara de rakdo hem moti na mi tonda tonyam yami kimda balaso sagu ko balaso wi Demba Sene fadam hay am salmani gelu man gami gelu woni jone rakdo hem de wara nikne marki po yofto joda bi ban koda bali da sagu ko bali da o wi jar nam hay nam dum da tume da ko ba biya ta bare bidi tay tam ba jar ba mur njor ba an hay nyande bi nek kilo koda an hay nyande akat
okay Demba Sene
ni jaya ko ba kurki nyabine toñi nda wala toñi to ninna mi toñdam kurki da bala so zago ko ninna toñi tan bala da zago ko are sam jam ci da awo jaar ne ko ba tuji kat ferem ci bo met rakto ninna ferem ci ami toñi da mi biti fuda bala so ninna kuy jaro ko toñi tan bala da batume ine ko bare ine wat gamu finane wat confession tuba sabi habdangena atomanga ga inem da kon a mosi bakar ci de a holi ngande amba inakim ko ndem na ko te ko tay yowo dem pour min as ngan zawiti neba as ngan islam atuma nganga inem wat tiki gamuni otam gamuni o pedem fulani ha pedem wara ha o pedem za ma
Demba Sene
legi leberi ba men habit leberi nikane basing re pakin ko oni barrière ñoo barke sa bopp boo finane ban intermédiaire ci ban esprit ancestral ci yitam manam bit ba pakin ba ñini ba buur ba c'est engé ci keral boo finane ba pese na bo bo bay kurtinga ba joti ina ba buur be ba jox de nga yitam waaw boo finane ba nike esprit ancestral yitam ba nike lepro itam banan edum inam wari tako lebrem wanamba dof kido ngam kurnuni mere na tum pour honorer lebrot finani bandi kenaba na bo finani bandi kenaba ba joy di bang giftem yini finani wat barak gangrei bang ko wira bana ba joy di bobem da bobi be bana manam ayru banam ba dal.
Okay, Demba Sene. Yeah, can we actually, we got about 4 minutes to go. If you can do a very, very quick translation of that and Hatikoli, we got about 4 minutes to go and Hatikoli, we already run out of time. And we probably, hopefully another time we will try to bring Professor Jon on the studio and Hatikoli have him again. But if you can just Hatikoli do a very quick translation of that and we will try to close the show properly, please.
So okay. So he was just giving the steps, before when the Seereer, the Saafi were preparing the rainy season. He have explained a lot about the Gamou, but I will not come back on that. All our listeners can have those information in our podcast website. And also he was just giving us the three high periods in Saafi. The first one, when they were doing the Gamou, the first one is called Kooh, and this Kooh was responsible for collecting all the dreams about the rainy season, and also he go to the second one, who is called the Pangol, and it is this Pangol who collect the dreams and select the best one, and then he go to the Narkul. The Narkul is the equivalent of Saltigue in Seh, and it is this Saltigue who is the main priest who do the ritual and give the result of what is called the Hoy in Seh. And he said also. And it's also during this period they can predicate and know what will happen during the rainy season, if they will have a local invasion, or if they will have boats that can destroy the crops and things like that. And it is during this period that they learn about that and try to find a solution. And also during this period also they could know who are the other person who will die, and then they can postpone this death until the end of this rainy season. And I think that we have also some information like that in our interview with Professor Biram Pui, with Saltigue Biram Pui. You can get it.
You can get it on the podcast page.
Podcast website. And also he was explaining something about the blasting, because the Seereer, they used to organize blasting after the rainy season when they collect their crops. He said that it was just an occasion to thank God, and also an occasion to thank the ancestral spirits.
For fasting, you said fasting.
You said?
What did you say? They used to organize what?
Wrestling match.
Oh, wrestling match. Okay, wrestling. I thought you said fasting. Go on, yeah.
Okay. And it was just an occasion to thank the supreme God, and also to thank what Saafi called Enge. Enge means the ancestral spirits for having given them a very good rainy season. He has given so many information. So, but as we are run of time, we will not be able to come up in all those things. But
yeah,
you can get some information. information in our podcast website.
Thank you very much for that. Could you kindly first of all, before I even give him a thank, but can you just also say to him would he be willing to come back to the studio and we continue with where we left off another time? Would he be willing to do that? If you can ask him that in Saafi. Because we run out of time. Yes.
So I was just explaining him that, and he said if it is only on Saturdays, so we can try next Saturday. He will do his best so to be here early in the morning, like what he promised me to do today.
Okay.
So and I insisted on that because today we have lost.
Yeah, we have lots of we have got lots of time. So he's willing to do that next week Saturday, to come on the show next week Saturday, is he? Yeah. Yes. What he say?
So,
Demba.
He said, bro, he's okay.
He's okay. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. We run out of time. We run out of time. Can I just say a very big thank you to Professor Maara Jon, and he will be back next week, and we will continue where we left off. Hopefully, had to go back next week. And a big thank you to him for his generosity in time and for giving us this audience. A big thank you to him. Can you relate that to him as well, please? Well, thank you very much. Do you guys want to have any final words to say before I give pass over to Professor Jon to say his thanks and goodbyes to the listeners? Dimlé Sène. Are you still there? You're not sleeping, are you?
No.
All right. What do you any final words? Very quickly. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Mamadou Fall, any last words? Can I just have Mamadou Fall on the air? Mamadou Fall?
I just want to thank Professor Jon for his for him coming to join us here. So if I can say just in Wolof, Professor Jon, ñu ma sant la gërëm vraiment sa ñëw bi tey rafet na trop, sa intervention tamit ma solo trop. Jërëjëf waay.
Jërëjëf Professor Demba Sene. Very quick words. Demba Sene. Very quick. 1 minute. jërëjëf professeur Professor Maara Jon ma ne ko jërëjëf maa ngi lay gërëm di la fay ci li nga ñëw fii ñu la interview xam naa yow busy man nga xam naa da nga busy wante try nga pour ñu ñëw ci rajo pour ñu mun laa am pour ñu life ñu ngi laa gërëm di la fay dégg nga jërëjëf waaye ci li nga ñuy defal nii bugga ni kontaan ci trop jërëjëf wala ma la wax ne nga nuyoo wante mbokk yi rek ju xinante ñoom jërëjëf waay kon samedi buy ñëw nii ñaari waxtu si waaw samedi bi ñëw nii soo lifee naka dañ indi waat si rajo bi pour ñu jekkali fu ñu emoon yow ko fi nga mën a lifee naka meññu sa xam-xam ñi sa yow borom xam-xam nga meññu sa xam-xam ñi nga lifee may ko mbokk yi ñu xam suñ maam yi suñ cosaanoo ak yooyu noonu yëpp ko fi ñu mun ko jëriñoo so maa ngi lay gërëm bu baax a baax si li nga def nii waay ñu ngi lay gërëm yu baax waaw yéen nga fi yàgga dëgg la
ndax su ma demee kon day lépp ba day ñàkk noonu la Amadou Ampate Ba nee ne mag bu dee dafa mel ni bibliothèque moo lakk kon li ñu xam war nañ ko joxante ba ñëpp mën a jëriñ
dëgg la
jërëjëf
waay jërëjëf well thank you very much to Professor Maara Jon for giving us that wonderful audience today and unfortunately we started the show a bit late because of the Senegalese transport system down there in Dakar so because of that the show was a bit behind but we're gonna make it up to you next week. He will coming back to the studio and we'll be interviewing and continuing where we left up and so you can call as well. All the details are on our website which is www.seereer-radio.com. So thank you very much for joining us and thank you very much for listening and have a fantastic weekend and my huge thanks to obviously my co-presenters Dimlé Sène in the beautiful United States, Mamadou Fall right here in England with me and Demba Sene in the Senegal, lovely Senegal, Dakar, and Tamsier Joof, I'm speaking to you, that's me, Tamsier Joof right here in London. And a huge thanks to Professor Maara Jon and we shall do it all again next week 2 p.m. GMT. That is Greenwich Mean Time 2 p.m. ñaari waxtu si waxtu Angleterre. Mamadou Fall, do you want to say that in Wolof please very quickly? The time
waaw comme ni ko Tamsier waxee ñu ngi sant ñëpp di sant professeur Jon semaine prochaine nag professeur Jon dina ñëwaat fii ci samedi bi ci 14h heure Angleterre waaye nag 13h heure Dakar 13h heure Banjul la ci lay doon kon ne Tamsier lay tudd na in wo ngidma trop professeur Jon na karete garna men semaine fekk naa gara koy professeur Jon xana baat num to it meke na studio fe na émission fe njëkka meke na 14h heure Angleterre meke Africa 13h maanaam 1h heure Dakar wala heure Banjul kon banu raté in fat nu maatin afla ngaro okay jërëjëf Tamsier.
Well thank you very much Mama Demba Sene, any last words? That's it, yeah?
waaw kat samedi na xay nak woni kan Sandor kanak ngang Angleterre waaye woni kan Sandor ngang Senegal di na Gambie corka Dimlé corka Mamadou.
Thank you very much corka jërë ngeen jëf corka Joko njal there you go thank you very much jërëjëf waay. Thank you very much. This is Seereer Radio. You're listening to Seereer Radio, the Cosaan Seereer program. That was the Cosaan Seereer program, and that was the wonderful Professor Maara Jon. And we shall have it. We shall do it all again next week, 2 p.m. GMT, right here on Seereer Radio. Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you're doing, and we shall see you here again here on Seereer Radio. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Nun we nangil wa Seereer Radio o ñoxur no Seereer fop.
Du bi seduk Seereer Radio o sorki Seereer ci Jen.
Vous écoutez Seereer Radio, la voix de la communauté Seereer.
You are listening to Seereer Radio, the voice of the Seereer community.
Dam yo Seereer Radio daman icho hanuna kima mayu na Seereer fo jetay la jeg na solo no ka hotna no ada fa Cosaan Seereer. Ndet yo no binne in refna www.seereerradio.com pare yo pour nangilo programme ke in no radio Senegambian Seereer Radio fena yaranun to ajal no ranun
genat am Seereer Radio dafi haydu kome taptido pedemtido mosli kehro long sohraki eto intiri rasohna wasko Saafi na Saafi-Saafi na Saafi manje asat du marak fahin dafi ngang www.seereerradio.com te du sekh habda ci radio Senegambia wi fu inahne wa jangdohe te wajendohe.
Restez branchés sur Seereer Radio. Nous vous offrons un mélange de musique Seereer, des interviews exclusives, d'importants débats sur des sujets liés à la religion traditionnelle Seereer, l'histoire Seereer et la culture. Visitez notre site internet au www.seereerradio.com et soyez prêts pour les programmes d'une radio classique sénégambienne. Seereer Radio, pour vous éduquer et vous divertir.
Stay tuned to Seereer Radio, where we provide a mixture of Seereer music, exclusive interviews, topical discussions on matters relating to Seereer religion, Seereer history, and culture. Visit our website at www.seereerradio.com and get ready for some classic Senegambian radio programming where we educate and entertain. Seereer Radio, the voice of the Seereer community.
Vous avez demandé de la musique Seereer, ne bougez pas. Vous écoutez Seereer Radio, la voix de la communauté Seereer. Seereer Radio, c'est un mélange de musique Seereer, d'interviews exclusives, d'importants débats sur des sujets liés à la religion traditionnelle, l'histoire Seereer et sa culture. Visitez notre site internet au www.seereerradio.com et soyez prêts pour les programmes d'une radio classique sénégambienne. Seereer Radio pour vous éduquer et vous divertir.
Dam yo Seereer Radio daman icho hanuna kima mayu na Seereer fo jetay la jeg na solo no ka hotna no ada fa Cosaan Seereer. Ndet yo no binne in refna www.seereerradio.com pare yo pour nangilo programme ke in no radio Senegambian Seereer Radio fena yaranun to ajal no ranun
genat am Seereer Radio dafi haydu kome taptido pedemtido mosli kehro long sohraki eto intiri rasohna wasko Saafi na Saafi-Saafi na Saafi manje asat du marak fahin dafi ngang www.seereerradio.com te du sekh habda ci radio Senegambia wi fu inahne wa jangdohe te wajendohe.
Restez branchés sur Seereer Radio. Nous vous offrons un mélange de musique Seereer, des interviews exclusives, d'importants débats sur des sujets liés à la religion traditionnelle Seereer, l'histoire Seereer et la culture. Visitez notre site internet au www.seereerradio.com et soyez prêts pour les programmes d'une radio classique sénégambienne. Seereer Radio, pour vous éduquer et vous divertir.
Stay tuned to Seereer Radio, where we provide a mixture of Seereer music, exclusive interviews, topical discussions on matters relating to Seereer religion, Seereer history, and culture. Visit our website at www.seereerradio.com and get ready for some classic Senegambian radio programming where we educate and entertain. Seereer Radio, the voice of the Seereer community.
jogoina nom tida tata gina ngeno khi isa salingolo khum ko minne to yakari ae jogoina nom